Hey everyone, how are y'all? King Scarlet, how are you? Betty Joe, how are you tonight? Okay, and if y'all have not seen the poll at the top of the chat whenever you come in, go check it out real quick. Throw your answer in there. I'll probably leave it up till probably at the end of the live, and then I'll take it down. Also, don't forget to put your chat on live chat and hit the thumbs up. Daycare Mama, how are you? I have missed you too. Actually, seems like a while, Daycare Mama, since I've seen you. Like forever. All right, y'all. So tonight, I don't know how long I'm gonna stay on here. Probably not. Ashes. Anyway, I probably won't stay on here the typical 4 hours, hour and a half to 2 hours, something like that. Want to get through this whole Suzanne Simpson thing that has now came up. She's the missing woman out of Texas who had an altercation with her husband at the Argyle Club where they were attending a party, and she ends up going missing. Hey, Meta Mom, how are you? And then also Sarah Boone, y'all took the stand today, so we're gonna go over that too. Well, daycare mama, I'm sorry that you are going through all of that, but I'm so very glad to have you in here with us tonight. Avery, how are you? Meta Mom, you didn't watch it? Oh, y'all, it was, I don't know. I don't know how to explain it. Hold on, y'all, 1 second. Train wreck. It, yeah, that is one thing. That's one way to describe it. Avery, check your Discord real quick. 1 second, y'all. Okay, I had to make sure of something. Avery always changing her names, and I can't keep up with them. Princess Lena, how are you? Oh, Betty Joe, she was. She even lied about the simplest thing of them smoking in the house. She told her attorneys, no, there is no smoking in the house. And then when the state got up there on cross and was like, well, during the search, we found a lot of ashtrays. Is that from y'all smoking in the house? And she was like, yeah. Just, I don't know. If y'all haven't watched it, y'all should really go watch the first part of it. It's more or less like King Scarlet, like the real Avery. Like I had to go to Discord to make sure that it was her. See the bat in the head poking out. I have questions about that though, Ashes. Like I have like literally 3 full pages, front and back, of notes just on her testimony today that I'm gonna go over. I do need to throw out the link real quick if anybody. Shit, that's the wrong thing. Anybody wants to come up on panel? I am going to go over the Suzanne Simpson case real quick because it's not going to take a whole lot of time with that one. and I don't know if they have found her or not. Um, but the clear alert that was issued for her has been discontinued. It was discontinued as of today. Hold on, let me get Betty up here. Betty Joe, how are you?
Good, how are you?
I'm doing good. So I was just talking about the Suzanne Simpson case and how her clear alert uh, has been discontinued.
What does clear alert mean?
Okay, so let me go over to this because it has something to do with the age. Hold on, I got a screenshot. Let me find it because I had to go look up um, what the clear alert was and what it meant for it to be discontinued. Avery, how are you?
Have no fear. I am here.
Are you sure?
Until
I
she
know
throws
y'all were
herself off the
worried.
panel.
I know you guys were worried.
Well, I just wanted to make sure that that was you because it said that that account was new.
Yeah, so I don't always want to go under the other one, because
Yeah.
it's just yeah. So
Uh,
I just have I just I just have two, just the one, my channel, and then my this one.
okay.
Does that make sense?
Yes.
Yes, it
Do
does.
I? Because I usually don't ever make any sense.
Well, we'll give you this one.
Thank you.
Okay. So let me pull this up because, like I said, I went and looked to see what it meant for a Texas Clear Alert to be discontinued. Because I have not seen any type of confirmation if she has been found or not, or if they know where she's at, and it's just a matter of getting to her.
Are you
If she,
talking about Suzanne?
yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so the Texas Clear Alert discontinuation meeting. So when a Texas Clear Alert has been discontinued, it means that the initial investigation and search efforts of the missing adult, so between 18 and 64 years of age. Hey, Talka, how are you? Have concluded, and the individual has either been located and safely recovered, determined to be deceased, found to be no longer in imminent danger or bodily injury or death, or identified as a voluntary missing person rather than a victim of kidnapping or abduction. So I have scoured the internet today after I got done watching Sarah Boone. Talka, I'm doing good. Um, I have not found any type of confirmation whether she has been found or not, whether she is still alive or she's deceased. But this alert was discontinued today.
Wow.
Yesterday
Oh,
on
I
the
didn't know that.
yes, so I saw whenever I was watching Sarah today, I was like scrolling through Twitter, I think on one of the breaks or whatever, and somebody had posted that it had been discontinued and that the business partner of her husband, Brad, had been arrested.
Yeah, I seen
So,
that part.
well, he has been arrested because apparently he hid a firearm that they think could be connected to her disappearance. So
Oh
he,
no. Oh God.
yes, he was charged with tampering with evidence with the intent to impair an investigation. His bond has been set at $500,000. If he does bond out, he will not be able to own firearms, and he will have to be on full house arrest. I don't know what exactly full house arrest is. They didn't go into details about that, but that's what was said.
Wow.
So I do have because this guy, this James Cotter guy, that is his business partner, they were actually involved in a lawsuit together
Wow.
several
Well,
years ago.
if they discontinued the clear alert, I mean, it sounds like they know something concrete.
Yeah, they
Right.
I don't know about it yet.
And see, that's why I was looking all
Wow.
over the place to see if maybe, like they have said something with, whether it's they found her, they know where she's at. It's just a matter of getting to her. She, they've spoken to her and she left on her own free will. I can't find anything, but it just seems kind of
Well,
weird that this guy got arrested yesterday and then the alert was discontinued today. So is
it
he?
sounds like he's confessed to something.
That's what it sounds like. That
Wow.
because her husband Brad is not cooperated with the police, but I'm
Yeah,
wondering if this James Cotter guy, he is cooperating.
that's what it sounds like. And if they're still holding him on a charge, then they definitely think something has happened to her.
Yep.
Well, they have him on. Oh, so uh, the charges that he has. There's two different charges. Both charges are holding $1 million bond. If he does happen to post bond, then he has a federal hold placed on him to where he still will not be able to get out of jail for it's a federal firearm charge that he has
Wow.
because he possessed a firearm that was supposed to be registered through the ATF because of the type of firearm that it was,
Oh,
and it was not registered. And they also found whenever they arrested him, they found some silencers that goes on firearms.
oh gosh.
Some of silencers also have to be registered through the ATF. Some of
Yeah.
the ones that he had were registered, but there was some I believe it said that was not.
Wow.
And
So
they think that weapon is tied to her disappearance?
so the weapon that they're saying that the business partner helped hide, they think is tied to her disappearance.
Oh, this
Not
doesn't sound good at all.
No, it doesn't sound like that she's. And I have all the hope in the world that she's found safe, but it doesn't sound like it at this time. Um, hey, just done. How are you? And Miss Kittlepod, how are you? But so I do have an article about uh, the business partner. Hey, independent thinker, how are you? Uh, about him getting arrested, and then I also have one that kind of explains why Brad Simpson is facing the federal charges or the federal firearm charges as well, and it kind of explains that a little bit more. Okay, let's see. I've got 10 million things pulled up on my screen, so you're just going to give me 1 second. Okay, can y'all see that, or do I need to zoom in a little bit?
I can see it a little bit, but
Okay. All right, that should be good enough. Okay, so Brad Simpson's business partner arrested on a felony charges 2 weeks after Suzanne's disappearance. So James Cotter, 65, arrested late Monday on felony tampering with evidence charge. So a longtime business associate of Brad Simpson was arrested late Monday on felony charges 2 weeks after Simpson's wife, Suzanne Clark Simpson, was reported missing. James Cotter, 65, faces felony charges of tampering with evidence with the intent to impair an investigation, Bexar County jail records show. The jail records also show that Cotter faced a felony charge of possession of prohibited weapons, but Cotter's updated booking page had that charge removed as of Tuesday afternoon. Cotter's bond on the tampering with evidence charge has been set at $500,000, the court records show. A law enforcement source told KSAT Tuesday that Cotter is accused of helping Brad Simpson hide a weapon possibly tied to his wife's disappearance. And it honestly, and I could be wrong, but just in my opinion, it does kind of sound like that this dude gets arrested yesterday. Her alert is discontinued today. Sounds like that he's cooperating and telling police what they need to know about finding her.
that's
So
what it sounds.
they've dropped the charges of him having the prohibited weapon. So the only charge they're holding him on is the gun that was hidden.
The tampering with evidence
Uh,
charge.
okay, yeah. Jesus, this poor woman.
Yeah. And so I had read that the night that all this happened, she had called her mom and told her mom about what had happened. That I think it was her back or something like that. And her mom says that whenever she hung up the phone with her, she came up with this idea that she was going to get her and the kids to move in with her. And then Suzanne comes up missing, and she never got to tell Suzanne that plan
Oh gosh.
to
Dang.
try to get her out of the situation.
It's always when they're trying to leave that
That's
that's
the
the
worst
most
time.
dangerous
Mhm.
part.
Yeah,
Yep.
that's the most dangerous time of a situation like this. Just on, she was very, very pretty.
Oh
She's a,
yeah, you have to show her a picture. She's gorgeous.
I don't know if they have one. Yeah, I'll have to pull one up here in just a
It's
second.
right there at the bottom of that video.
Yeah, but it's,
Right,
oh,
isn't that her?
Boomers and that tight knit.
Yeah, that's
Oh,
her.
sorry, didn't mean to make you play it.
no, it's whenever I clicked on it, it played it, but I didn't want to play it. I just wanted, well, I guess we can play it right there and show her picture. Um,
Yeah,
but
she's
yeah,
beautiful.
it was just so sad though that her mom didn't even get a chance to help get her out of that.
Mhm.
And then the little the daughter goes to school the next day, and this is what didn't make sense to me, and I don't think that they've ever fully explained it. That Brad reports her missing on the 7th because she didn't pick their daughter up from school. But how did the daughter get to school? Did
Yeah,
Suzanne
exactly.
take her? Like, who took her? Did she ride a bus? Was she dropped off by somebody else? Did she carpool with other students? How did the little girl get to school, but then she not get picked up by her mom?
Good question.
Maybe the husband took her.
I thought about that too. So I mean, I don't know. I wish they would have just came out and said she was dropped off at school uh, that morning by so and so, but Suzanne was supposed to pick her up,
Yeah,
that afternoon, and she didn't. So I think it was like 5 o'clock that afternoon or something like that when he called police.
yeah.
So
Hmm.
there's a
So
lot.
that gave him an entire day,
Yep.
to
Oh,
Right.
that's crazy.
Yeah. Okay, so it says here Cotter and Simpson, 53, have been partners in multiple real estate business ventures. A background check shows for the two men. The two were co-defendants in a 2012 lawsuit filed against Cotter's company, Cotter and Sons, according to the court records. Simpson's background check showed that he was a manager at the company. BJ Corporation, a janitorial company, sued Cotter and Sons for failing to pay for cleaning services at several buildings, according to the lawsuit. The jury ruled in favor of BJ Corporation in 2016 and determined that they should take nothing from Cotter and Simpson, the court record showed. So a spokesman for the Texas Department of Public Safety, Cotter's arresting agency, told KSAT Tuesday that the Texas Rangers and the Alamos Park Police Department arrested Mr. Cotter at his home yesterday. During the missing person investigation in Alamos Park, investigators learned that Mr. Cotter had committed the offense of tampering with evidence, which is a third-degree felony. He is a business associate of Brad Simpson, the husband of Suzanne Simpson, who has been missing since 10/7 of 2024. Hey, Brian, how are you?
Dang, I didn't realize it's been that many days. It feels like it's only been a week. Like, because today's the 23rd or 2nd.
It's 22nd still for me and you.
So 15 days. And it just feels like we just heard about this a week ago. It goes
Yeah.
by so fast when
Yep.
Yeah.
they're missing.
Yep.
But so slow for the family members.
Yeah.
Mm.
Okay, so Cotter's arrest late Monday came more than 2 weeks after Brad Simpson reported his wife Suzanne missing. The law enforcement authorities have said that Brad Simpson has been uncooperative. He remains in the Bexar County Jail on bonds totaling $2 million and has a federal detainer due to a pending felony firearms charge. Cotter, who remained at the Bexar County Jail as of Tuesday afternoon, will be prohibited from possessing guns, dear Jesus, possessing guns, and will be on full house arrest if he posts bond. So the search for Suzanne is still ongoing. The mother of four and a realtor was last seen Sunday, October the 6th, and her husband has since been arrested on the charges unrelated to her disappearance. It's
That's
just
weird that they could have his friend arrested on a charge that could be connected to her disappearance, but not him. Why isn't he connected to the disappearance if the friend is charged with?
I think they believe that he is, They're just looking for.
Yeah.
Well, hold on. Let me go back and see what Brad Simpson's charges were. I know I've got them wrote down here. I want to say, isn't his something to do with DV?
I think so. Yeah. Yeah, because wasn't it a neighbor across the street seen
Yes,
the
that
physical
night.
altercation? Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so. Oh, shit. I didn't write down what he was charged for. Hold on, let me go look it up.
And I can't see chat, so I'm not being rude, but hi, everybody. I always feel so bad because I can never see the chat.
Hold on, let me get his charges. Now, Miss Kettleplot, I think the landfill searches, they've ended, and the last thing I seen was that they were looking at some wooded areas. And I believe one of the wooded areas was right there close to their house.
Wow.
So the
Keeps
searches.
going.
What'd she say?
She said, "Hi, Catwoman" on panel.
That's right, man. I got superpowers. So the searches that are in the wooded areas, did they come after the landfill? Meaning they didn't find anything in the landfill and they continued on searching into the woods?
I don't know.
I believe, because I know that they searched in the landfill for several days. I'm gonna have to go back and look that up because, hey, Elsie and Courtney, how are y'all?
Hi, Elsie and Courtney.
I want to say that I saw, what is today, Tuesday?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Saturday or Sunday is when they were searching a wooded area.
Oh, yeah, that would be after the landfill.
Yeah.
So
they searched the landfill first, didn't find them.
Okay, so wait, Miss Kettlepot said yes, they are looking there in the wooded area, but that was first, then the landfills. Okay.
I wonder what led them to the landfill. I feel so bad for the people that have to search those landfills because
Oh, I know.
do you know, like, you think about, like, they are being exposed to so much
Everything.
diseases, everything.
There is chances that they could get hit with hypodermic needles.
Yes,
Just cut
super
with
dangerous.
glass. Yes. Vapor, I'm doing good, thank you. Yeah, there's a lot of dangers in that. On top of the fact of you're looking for a person who you believe is deceased in this landfill, and there's a chance that you could come across this person.
I learned watching another trial just the other day, or I guess it was the end of last week. This was just something I didn't know. But they have it's like a small number of well, I guess depending on the city or the county. But it's a certain group of people that are specifically trained just to search in landfills because they have to have that extra training. And then a lot of times they will put up pictures, like blown up pictures of certain, like a picture of a foot, just to remind them of what they're looking for because they come across so many different like animal bones and yeah.
I couldn't imagine.
It's just so much more than I ever thought. You think of a landfill search and you just think of, okay, police going out there and searching in a landfill, but there's so much more to it.
Oh yeah, there's like the whole hazmat part of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, all of that. I couldn't imagine just being out there, going through all this trash, knowing the dangers of it, and then you come across someone that you're looking for, or even someone that you're not looking for.
I mean, can you imagine you're searching and you're seeing so many bones that you have to have a picture to look up at and reference just to keep yourself reminded of what you're actually looking for?
Well, that's what they had to do with Simon Quinton.
That's where I learned it. Yeah.
Simon. That's what they had to do with that baby.
Yeah.
They had to
that's where I learned all this about that they have like special teams that are trained to go and do that. And you guys know I'm nerdy. I find stuff like that interesting.
Hey, Dreamcatcher. Yeah,
Hi, Dreamcatcher.
I tried to watch Leilani's. I don't know. I
Hard.
don't think that that's something I want to listen to right now.
Yeah.
What happened to that baby? And I don't know. Uh, Sarah Boone's is getting a little starting to get good now.
Sarah Boone's was all kinds of good today. I mean, it's
So
so
did
bad to say that about a murder trial, but I mean, you can only be so stupid and stick your foot in your mouth so many times.
Dreamcatcher, we are so glad that you are here with us tonight.
She stuck
Okay,
her foot in her mouth too many times.
I mean,
wait.
she ate her foot.
Oh, she
She
ate that ditch up to her damn thigh bone. Let's just be real about it, because okay, we'll get started on Sarah Boone's here in a minute. Uh, but Brad Simpson is charged with unlawful restraint, which is a misdemeanor, assault causing bodily injury to a family member, which is also a misdemeanor, tampering, fabricating physical evidence with the intent to impair, which is a felony, prohibited
ooh.
weapons related charge, also a felony, and a federal felony charge of illegally owning a firearm.
Can you say the third one again?
Tampering, fabricating physical evidence with the intent to impair.
Oh, so he's done something
Yeah,
to
he's.
impair the investigation. Oh, I wonder.
But
Hmm.
see, there apparently though there's only, other than the firearm, the federal firearm charges that he has,
Hmm.
he only has two charges. That was the whole reason of them doing the $1 million bond per charge, and so it equaled up to $2 million.
Hmm.
So even if he does, which we know that that's just a tactic to keep him in jail until they can actually maybe find Suzanne. Hold on, I'll drop some paper. Until they can actually find Suzanne and then charge him with her murder or whatever it is that they need to charge him with regarding that. Um, but I mean, even if he does post bond, he's still not getting out because of the detainer hold.
Right.
So
And the way that he's being completely uncooperative, like that already tells me that the man has no remorse for whatever it is that he's done. He doesn't give two, I can't say that word on here.
two shits.
There you go.
Well, I do know that the daughter went to the school the next day and said that her daddy had assaulted her mom, and that he took her phone away from her.
Oh. Uh, and the daughters are what, 7 and 5? Or is that the ages?
I
Something like
want to
that.
I want to say that I saw one of them was 5. I don't think I have their ages,
Wow.
because if I seen it, I probably wouldn't have wrote down the ages because it wouldn't be relevant. I just know that they're small. They're on the
Yeah.
younger age instead of being, up teenagers and stuff like that.
So I wonder what I mean, I guess motive would be that he was an abuser and probably knew that she was trying to leave.
Probably.
Yeah.
And probably egotistical because he looks like a pure ass in his
He
mugshot.
really does. He looks cocky as ever. And
Yeah,
yeah.
like for real.
This baby's driving me crazy.
Oh, Betty Joe, she is not.
Well, you just had it in your hand. What'd you do with it?
Okay, let
See,
me.
I wish women, when they're in an abusive situation and they're planning to leave, I wish they would not say anything to the person that they're leaving and do everything on the down low. Pre-plan
Right.
what you need to do and do not let that man know what you're doing.
Yeah, because I mean, they always say that that's the most dangerous part
Hmm.
of the whole situation,
Yeah.
and it's just sad that her mom didn't get to say, "Hey, you and the kids leave, come move in with me."
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
Yeah, Miss Kettlepot, I noticed that he's got that little smirk on there, like,
Hmm.
you know, like it's not a big deal to him. There's no shame or no worry, in my opinion, in his mugshot picture.
Do you know
So
who else had that exact that exact smirk was, do you remember, is his name Brian Walsh or,
Oh,
Yeah.
the man that murdered his wife and
uh-huh.
did he put her in a barrel or something like
The one
that?
that had the ankle bracelet on.
I don't think they ever found her. It
No.
was, she worked
Okay,
in New York and she traveled from New
is that
York
the
to,
one that they have video of him going to the store to buy all the supplies?
yeah, yeah.
Okay, I know who you're
And
talking about.
remember on camera when they arrested him and even at his court hearing, he was just smirking
That's because
like,
Sarah had a smirk on her face, and she was trying so hard today not to smile while she was on that stand. It's just like literally people like that think that they've done no wrong or that they're
Yeah.
not going to get they're going to get by with it is what they think.
look,
King Scarlet said it could have been jealousy.
they need to add a charge to Sarah Boone for that horrific eyeliner that she pulled out of her butt. I don't know how she came up with that, but it made her look even more, it didn't help her. That like it made her look
It
dark,
wasn't
like
professionally done.
dark. It made her look like a darker, like a dark person, like evil.
Yeah.
Do you
Oh
know what I
yeah,
mean?
she had that evil
Person.
look on her face whenever
He is an
the
evil person.
state like uh she was like really showing it today when she was on the stand and the state was questioning her. Like
So the state did question her.
they did do some, yes. I believe tomorrow it's supposed to be pick back up.
Ooh,
I don't think
and
that they were done.
they are not nice with their testimony.
I missed some of it. I have to go back and watch it. I missed some of it because I went to town.
Okay, so right when you left today, Betty Joe, that's when Cross started.
No. Okay.
So
Yeah,
yeah, you missed the whole thing.
I was in the doctor's office. I kept trying to sneak like little peeks of what was going on, but also the orthopedic surgeon that came in was extremely handsome. So I was having a whole lot of difficulties focusing on trying to see what was going on with Sarah, watching my son, and then this man so close to me. The difficulty,
I was gonna say something, but I'm
the
not.
challenges. It was a day.
Just we'll talk about that later. All right, let me get this other article pulled up here. So this one explains why he's got the federal.
That's the smirk.
Yeah. You can just tell he's just like he's not worried about it. He thinks he's going to get away with it. If he's done something to her, they're never going to find her. That's probably all the shit that's going through his head.
I pray that's not the weapon that was used on her.
I think that is one of the ones that they confiscated from him.
I really pray that neither of those that I'm seeing, those two pictures, are what was used.
Okay, well, it does say that Suzanne Simpson's husband, 53-year-old Brad Simpson, remains in the Bexar County Jail and is now facing an additional federal weapons charge on top of the two family violence charges that he was originally arrested for. That's right. She said, Avery, you're engaged. Stop looking at men.
I can look.
All right, so the possession of an illegal weapon, which is going to be the short-barreled firearm, said Larry Dean Bloomquist, a defense attorney and former prosecutor. So Bloomquist said that according to the affidavit released by the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, Firearms, and the things that go boom, several weapons were taken from Brad Simpson's possession. So the federal weapons charge stems from a short-barreled firearm that isn't illegal to own. It is possible for someone to legally obtain one of these weapons, but they need to go through a registration process with the ATF, and evidently that was not done. Mm-hmm. So the process to register it, Bloomquist said, is similar to registering firearm silencers. Brad was also in possession of several silencers, and my understanding is that Mr. Simpson did have several silencers that were legally registered and followed that process. According to Bloomquist, the ATF takes these offenses seriously, and no matter the circumstances, any person in possession of an unregistered short barrel firearm will be prosecuted. The maximum penalty for the charge is 10 years in prison, and Bloomquist speculates that Suzanne's disappearance could play a role in Brad Simpson's sentence. So it is possible that they may have injured someone or maybe even taken their life. So obviously that is someone who is very dangerous. It could potentially be somebody that as a prosecutor you would want to keep them off the streets and out of possession of a firearm, said Bloomquist. So that is the reason why he has the federal firearm charges, because dude didn't do what he was supposed to and register the firearm or some of the silencers.
You know what is the point, like, in just like today's day and age, like what would if it's not a hunting weapon, what would the need for a silencer be?
I
Like,
have no
why would
idea.
you need one?
I don't know.
I asked that same question.
I have no idea.
I've
What is
never
the point?
understood that.
So, I mean, I honestly don't think he's going to post this $2 million bond. It would really be a waste of money to post it because he's not going to get out anyway. What is it, Betty Jo?
How many kids do they have?
4.
And they're all
So
young, right?
Yeah, I don't think any of them are up old enough to be teenagers yet.
So she was a successful realtor, and what? Sorry, Betty Jo.
I hope her mother has them kids.
Let me see. Hold on. I'm trying to think of where something was said about the one that told the people at school that he had assaulted her mom. Somebody asked where the kids were at, and I want to say that they said with his family, but I can't remember if that was with this case or if that was with another case. But I don't remember what other cases are we keeping up with that has kids involved in it.
Oh,
I mean, other than Quentin's, but it wasn't. This wasn't about Quentin.
Well, okay, it wasn't the Oklahoma mom.
No. King Scarlet says none.
I can't think of any.
I don't think so.
Okay, so then it must have been this case, and they said that the kids were with his family. Now, I don't know why they would be with his family and not with hers, or if they're, maybe letting them go back and forth between the two families. I don't know.
What did you say that he did again for a living?
He is, so his, I read something about, I can't remember if it's his mom or his dad, but one of the two they're real estate agents. He is also a real estate agent, but he's also in some type of business with this James Cotter dude.
Okay, and then she's a real estate agent too.
Yes, she does like the high-end luxury real estate.
That's what I need to be doing.
They make good money. Okay, let me pull up this real quick. Did I show y'all where her thing is discontinued? I don't think I did.
Oh, you showed us the definition.
Okay, I didn't show her actual thing then. I'll have to zoom in on that because y'all can't see that.
Oh, gosh, that just makes my stomach sink.
Well, see, whenever I took the screenshot from Twitter today, I was like, damn, I posted that in Discord. I should have went and fact checked it first. And then I got on the computer, went to looking for it or whatever, and sure enough, it had been discontinued. So I'm hoping no later than this weekend, y'all. It's literally 10 minutes from being Wednesday here. Hopefully within the next day or so, we get notification that she's been found. Be awesome if they say she's been found and she's alive and well. But just being found and
dang, I don't know. I got a bad.
Yeah, I know.
I'm gonna hope. Obviously, I'm gonna be optimistic for her, but it's That doesn't look good.
No, especially after if it's been discontinued and there's literally no type of uh, reasoning other than what I looked up.
Wonder if there's going to be like a press conference or something coming up.
I doubt. I mean,
Well,
hopefully.
but you would think he'd be charged with.
Well,
I think.
until
Go ahead, Betty Jo.
goes to court, I doubt it. If they,
Maybe if they find her,
yeah, if
then
they
they'll do a press conference.
find her or if they have found her, it's possible he'd be charged either when
Yeah,
he goes to court or before he goes to court. And I
yeah.
can't believe this baby.
I think if they find her, they'll come out with a press conference and say what the new charges for him is going to be. That she's been found, she's alive and well, or she's deceased.
Yep.
And then maybe go into a few details about it. But I don't think we're going to get a whole lot of details because that's going to be saved for the trial.
Do you guys happen to know? I mean, I'll just really quickly and briefly, because I don't want to derail your life. Did Barry Morphew ever get recharged?
I don't know. I ain't seen nothing on that.
I haven't seen.
I keep thinking of this lady's name, Suzanne, and it makes me keep thinking of Suzanne Morphew.
Yeah. Because supposedly, didn't they find her?
I
Yeah,
think so.
wasn't they looking for somebody else and they found her, or they were looking for her and found somebody else?
I believe.
Something, yeah.
I believe they were looking for somebody, and they ended up finding her.
Yeah, and I remember something about his truck. His data from his truck showing him being like 6 miles from where she was found, or something like that.
Okay, so the charges were dropped on him
Right.
in April of 2022 without prejudice, meaning that they could refile the charges at a later date.
Right.
May of 2024, an autopsy report revealed that Suzanne's death was ruled a homicide with powerful sedatives and a painkiller found in her system.
Oh, and he claimed he was using that tranquilizer gun on some kind of animals outside of his house.
I do remember something about that too.
Something about a mountain lion.
Yeah,
that's what he was using that for. No, but he used it on her.
That's the last thing that I see on here was what the autopsy revealed, and that was back in May.
I don't think they have charged him yet. I think they're trying to gather more evidence. But at least they could do is come out and tell us, something.
I know. We need more updates on these cases. We need regular updates.
Apparently, he is suing for $15 million. He's got a lawsuit against the Colorado DA, the FBI.
Yeah.
Wait, let me see what this is. So Barry Morphew. Oh no, wait a minute. Barry Morphew's $15 million lawsuit against the Colorado DA, FBI dismissed 1 year after Suzanne Morphew's remains discovered.
Good. I'm like, what?
Go ahead.
Okay, so, yeah, it's been dismissed. Never mind.
Yeah, I think they're trying to find more evidence to charge him.
Oh yeah, they're gonna whatever they find on him, they're gonna want that to stick. So there's him, not getting out of it. So yeah, I think that's what they're trying to do. Okay, let me get all my pages of Sarah Boone notes out, y'all.
Oh, buddy, here we go.
Yeah, let me tell you, I was like, because I didn't get to do. I was supposed to go to the store to get paper because I've literally got like 5 sheets of paper left, and I desperately need some. Well, I ended up not going. So I'm sitting here, y'all, and I wasn't taking notes while the trial was going on because I was too busy watching. So I get up here at my desk and I'm like just writing notes, and I'm thinking, oh shit, I literally probably look like Sarah Boone sitting here writing books out.
You can't go steal paper from your kids. That's what I do.
Girl, my kids ain't got no paper.
Oh.
That's why she was going to get some.
Yeah, literally every bit of paper I've had here, I've went
Let me
through,
tell you.
so I'm gonna have
Look,
to go get some.
Jaden stays so confused. He's always like, "Mom, I need more. I need more spiral notebooks. I just don't understand how I went through this whole thing that quick." I'm just
Trust
like,
me, I will vouch for him. You can go through a notebook or a thing of paper in like I can in like a week. So
"Oh no, it's me sneaking in there and stealing his paper."
you should be ashamed.
I
You should be
know,
ashamed of yourself.
but I'm not.
Let me tell you what this baby just did. I washed her blankets and her sheets and her pillowcases, right?
Hmm.
And she wants to use her pillows on the floor. I said no, I just washed the pillowcases. She goes in her room, takes the pillowcases off, and brings the pillows out and puts them on the floor.
Let's see, you can't get onto her for that. She's not getting the pillowcases dirty.
She outsmarted you.
She sure did.
Pillow fort. Oh, I want to come play. And she's got Barbies too. Dang it.
Well, she watches this show, and it has hot lava in it. They say the floor is hot lava, so she'll put down pillows so she can step on
Aw,
Hold on, y'all. I'm making myself a note real quick.
them. She's so
she's
funny.
making another note.
Well, have y'all heard about the couple that's missing from the
I'll run out
church
of
where
paper for sure.
Micah
Yeah.
went to? That's what I was making a note of for me to look into that.
Well, they found them. It was the
Oh, good. Never mind.
it was a how can I word this on here? It was a red rum and an
Oh,
unaliving.
oh, see, I didn't know that they found them.
Mhm.
Oh, wow.
Oh, the two that were missing.
Yeah, they found their bodies. It was a red rum and an unaliving.
Okay, so we still haven't had our trial. They say now November. Oh, Dreamcatcher, that sucks. Hopefully, though, I mean, just like next month, November, or like November 2025.
Wait, what trial is Dreamcatcher talking about?
It's a trial of. I think she put it in chat a while back when it happened, so I'll go ahead and say I don't think she minds. Her granddaughter was about to get married, and someone came up and murdered her granddaughter's fiance.
Oh
Oh
no.
And
my god.
and Dreamcatcher, make sure I'm telling this correctly. Um, they caught the guy, but they still haven't went to court over it. They haven't had the guy's trial yet over it.
Oh wow, that's horrifying. I'm so sorry.
Okay, Vapor said probably a press conference in the morning, so he's probably talking about the Suzanne Simpson um, thing. It would be nice if we woke up in the morning and there's a press conference on what's going on in her case, and I would be ecstatic if they said she's been found and she's alive and she's well. But
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah, that would be amazing.
okay. So she said next month, but there's Dreamcatcher. I hate to hear that. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, I am sorry to hear that too.
But and I was about to say something. Oh, so today I woke up. It was literally 5 minutes before Sarah Boone took the stand, and I was going to watch. I wanted to watch the Delphi trial today, and I couldn't find it. So
Yeah,
I just,
it's not on. It's not
well, hell.
being streamed. You
Oh,
have to get the updates on Twitter from the reporters.
well, that's where I've been getting them from. But I was thinking for whatever reason it was being live streamed. Well, then I saw Leilani's on there, so I thought, well, I'm just going to click on this one. Well, something told me to click on Sarah instead of Leilani. So I was like, okay, well, I'll click on Sarah. And I literally, as soon as I clicked on it, they're calling her to the stand.
Yeah, Just Dawn was giving us a countdown, and then there was some kind of a delay. I don't know what the delay was, but I ended up watching it on Melanie Little, so I was behind all of you. So you guys are telling me everything in Discord that I hadn't even heard yet, and boy, I was just going crazy.
Oh, yeah, it was. Like I said, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 pages of notes just from it. And all I got to watch was her on the stand today. I don't know what happened before she got on the stand. I didn't watch a whole lot yesterday because I had other stuff going on. So this is just notes from her being on the stand today. One thing I did notice that she has no remorse what happened to this man.
She doesn't.
None at all. She didn't even attempt to force a tear out when she's talking about him. She got up because they wanted her to come down whenever the state got the suitcase out, and they wanted her to explain how the zippers were positioned on the suitcase and how George was laying in the suitcase. She gets down there, puts her gloves on, and she's just messing with this suitcase that this man that she claimed to love had died in, and she's doing it like it's just every other day suitcase
Hot
thing.
mess.
Like she had, hey Margaret, like she had no emotion
Mm-hmm.
as to her handling that suitcase that man passed away in.
I thought they were going to ask her to get in the suitcase and demonstrate how his hand was sticking out, and so I was all zoomed in and ready to see her get in that. But they didn't do that.
Yeah, that would have been funny.
That's what I thought they were going to do. I was like, oh, dang. They're about to get her in there, and she's going to see how it feels for a few seconds.
That was another thing. And Asha says, I think Sarah's head is going to spin around in court tomorrow. I would love to see that.
I think so, too.
But, so there's so many different places I want to start with our testimony today. One thing I did notice, she has a control issue.
Oh, yeah.
She treated this man like he was a child. Okay,
Mhm.
Yes.
40. He was 42.
Yep.
He was a very small man. He was 5'2". I think they said 130 pounds. Very, very small guy.
Mm-hmm.
But they wanted her to go through like the steps of that day. Like, we've heard it in all the trials. Like, tell us about your day leading up to the incident. And, she tells about how her son is supposed to be coming the next day. So they wanted to get the house cleaned up and everything. But George wanted to start drinking as soon as they woke up. But she needed the house clean. So, she tried to get him to help clean the house. But then the drinking would kind of be the reward, for helping clean. So they did that. And the change of scenery, Elsie, was weird to me. But so they go down to the Publix and they buy a bottle of wine. They come back. They're sitting outside on the back porch, and she was even asked, "Well, do y'all both smoke?" And she said, "Yeah." And her attorney was like, "Is there any? Do you allow smoking in the house?" And she straight up was like very blunt about it and said no. And they're outside. They're doing arts and crafts because George needs to stay focused. He needs to stay focused. He needs to, how she put it, there was like another phrase that she used. He needs to concentrate on something or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
They're doing arts and crafts and they're, painting, and because her son got this big elaborate paint art set or whatever. But then he needed a change of scenery.
Yeah.
So they went from paint by number painting to the 1,000-piece puzzle.
Yeah, and they got the 1,000-piece puzzle put together, but except for one piece, and they couldn't find it. And they thought it was just hilarious that they couldn't find that one piece.
Oh, they did not put no 1,000-piece puzzle together that fast.
No.
I call bullshit.
I mean, he needed to be focused on something. Like the way she's explaining it was literally like you're a preschool teacher teaching a child who needs to learn how to focus on something to keep them still, if that makes sense.
She said they got it put together except for one piece.
Yeah, one piece they couldn't
be dumb then.
That one piece they couldn't find, and they thought that was so funny that they couldn't find that one piece.
Y'all, it takes me a week to get a 500-piece puzzle done.
Yeah, I don't even do puzzles because it takes forever.
I want to know what they were on.
Whatever that kind of wine was that she bought. So, so anyway, so they get done doing the puzzle, And at some point, he gets her car keys and her debit card, and he goes back and he gets another bottle of wine that she didn't know about. Okay, now I'm sorry.
Yeah.
You have a very controlling way in the way that you have talked about this man. I just don't believe that he walked out of that apartment and you didn't know that he had your debit card and your car keys and was going to get more wine. And
I agree.
No,
He needs
Ashes
to turn
wasn't
the
really
car on.
Boone's farm.
Was it really?
I don't know. That's what Ashes said. But I don't know if she's making a joke about the Boone's farm wine or because of Sarah Boone or if that's the kind that it was.
I mean, I would think Sarah would need to
Oh,
turn
I
the
don't
car
know.
on for him, make sure his seatbelt was on.
Oh, well, wait. We're going to
Yeah,
get to the steak. We're going to get to the
It
steak in a
sounded like
minute.
treating like a child.
Yeah, it's exactly what it sounded like. Like she was so controlling that she had to do every little thing for him.
Which makes no sense when you're thinking of her saying that he's this abusive person.
Right.
It
Now,
doesn't add up.
I will say this. I'm not going to say that there wasn't any type of abuse from this man in the past, because there were
Right.
pictures that were shown of injuries. Now,
Mhm.
there's no proof of where those injuries came from, but she is claiming that they came from him. Um, Only one picture that I saw, I questioned, and that's the black eye.
I think they abused each other. That's my personal opinion.
I do too, because there was one time that she
No,
said
I
that he had her car keys around his neck, and she went after him and grabbed the car keys and jerked him to her, and they were kind of like going back and forth with each other. So I think there was a little bit of
Mhm.
from both sides, but I'm not going to say that there was none from him.
Right. I agree
right.
with that.
Uh, but the way she explained, and she was very soft spoken through most of the testimony, except for when she got to the part where she was saying what these abusive incidents happened and how they happened. She got very loud during that time, but the rest of the time she was pretty much like people in the chat were saying, "Tell her to speak, step up to the mic. We can't hear her." Um,
Yep.
So she kind of goes through the day. She's talking about that they they did the puzzle. The second bottle of wine comes into play. She said that he's sitting on the couch like kind of slumped over, like he's bored or whatever. And this is how the way she explained it, the game of hide and seek got started. Was that he tapped her on her knee and said, "You're it." It's just out of the blue. Not, "Hey, you want to play a game? Let's play hide and seek. We're drunk. We're adults. We're in a house by ourselves. This could be fun." Nothing like that. Just tapped her on her leg and said, "You're it." So she runs upstairs to the bathroom, hides in the bathtub, thinking that he's coming to find her. So she's laid in the bathtub waiting on him. She stands up in the bathtub waiting on him. He doesn't come and look for her. She gets out, goes down the stairs, and as she's walking down the stairs, she notices that he is getting into the suitcase. All of a sudden, it's all fun and games.
Okay.
I think there's more to the story. Just because when the state does the cross, he asks her, "Do you understand the game of hide and seek where one person goes hides while the other person counts to whatever, and then when they're done counting, they go and they find the other person?" And she's like, "Yeah, I understand that," but that's not how she explained that the game was done. She literally goes upstairs, hides in the bathroom, waits for him. He never comes. She comes downstairs and he's hiding.
Yeah, because the person who's it is the person who counts. We all know this. If you're it,
Yep.
then you're the one standing there counting and you got to go looking.
Yeah. So,
I only know because I'm always it.
okay, just on. That's fine, honey. So he's in the suitcase. She comes down the stairs. She notices that the top of the suitcase is like moving a little bit, so that's how she knew that he was in there. And they just both thought it was so funny that he was small enough that he could fit into the suitcase. And Keith Scarlett, that is true. That all of her injuries could have been a result of her own drunkenness. That is true as well. Like I said, there's no proof that the injuries came from him. But I'm also not going to say that there wasn't any abuse coming from either one of them either, because we don't really know that either. So they think it's funny that he's small enough to fit into the suitcase, this and that. And then she's like, I zipped him up. I'm thinking, oh fuck, you just literally just admitted that you zipped the man up. Like, and she's like, yeah, I zipped it up, but we all still thought it was funny that he was so small that he could fit into the suitcase. And it gets something's brought up about the video that we all watch where she's basically taunting him, and I have the video. I'm gonna play it here in a little while because I'm pretty sure everybody's seen it, but maybe not everybody. But then she says that his hand comes out of the suitcase, and this is, I can't remember if she said, and this is because I didn't take notes, if the hand came out of the suitcase between the two videos or when it came out. But at some point, the hand comes out of the video, out of the suitcase. She grabs a baseball bat that just happened to be sitting 3 feet away, leaning up against the kitchen table.
Yeah.
I think it was kind of convenient where it was at, but anyway. And she
Well,
starts.
you remember they kept asking her what happened between the two videos, and she kept saying she couldn't remember.
Yeah, she said that she couldn't even remember doing the first video, but didn't she say, Betty Jo, she remembered doing the second video? Seems like there was one video she remembered and the other one she didn't, but
it was a picture she couldn't remember. She took a picture.
Well, she also said that 2-minute video where he's begging to please let me out, I can't breathe.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, she couldn't remember that one, but she can remember everything up until that.
Yeah.
But she didn't remember doing that video.
Because I remember him asking her, you can't remember the 9 minutes or something between the two videos. Were you drunker 9 minutes before you were the second video? Like he was asking. So I do, excuse me. I do remember him, I remember her saying that she didn't remember, allegedly, but the time between the two.
Yeah. She didn't remember the first video, but I think it was like the next one was less than a minute, but she remembered that one.
Yeah. And that's why he was like, so were you drunker 9 minutes before that?
I missed all that.
Well, apparently,
is that
when
was the
go
DA
ahead.
asking her that?
What?
Was the DA asking her?
Yeah, prosecutor. Yeah.
You've got to go back and watch the cross because the prosecutor was just like, he wasn't having her shit. He knew she was lying.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go back and watch it because
and there was the one part where she actually was almost speechless for a second because she kept saying that it was such a wonderful day. They had such a wonderful day. And I mean, I think she had said that like 10 times. And then she says about she did what she did because he'd been angry all day.
Off and on all day.
Yeah. And so then they were like, the guy was like, but I thought it was a wonderful day. And she goes, it was wonderful that I was still alive. Man, that wasn't. I was like,
she contradicted herself a lot of times.
When she said it was wonderful that I was still alive, I was like, girl, you better just swallow your whole damn foot.
She should have took that.
Yeah, it was
it's pitiful.
Yeah, Betty Jo, you've got to go back and watch it.
Yeah, I'm going to.
So there was a big deal about her attorneys using. Hey, Tiff, how are you? About her attorneys using the defense of the battered spouse syndrome. The judge made the decision that they can use it, but they have to. And I forgot the exact terminology that he used, but basically they had to lay the foundation for that.
Right. And they were allowing narrative from her, which is very unusual, because usually it's just question, answer. It's not too many trials where I've heard that they allow the witness to give narrative.
Well, that's the reason why her attorney kept cutting her off. And I noticed how she would want to go into like a long answer, and then her attorney would cut her off mid-sentence.
Yep.
And then he would go to his next question. But then there was some things that he would allow her to say, and I'm sitting here thinking, okay, is this attorney actually here to help her or to just make it look like he's doing and that he's there to help her and doing just enough to make her think that, but also setting up the prosecution for like this epic takedown on
Mhm.
Cross, because there was several different times she
Yeah.
said different things. It was like, damn, you shouldn't have said that.
Did you guys see the part where the prosecutor was asking her about something that had happened like previously, and she goes, "Are you talking about 5 years ago? Or are you talking about?" And he goes, I almost fell out of my chair. And
I,
he told her, he said, what did he say? He said, um, "You know exactly what we're talking about, Miss Boone. It's not like we're 5 years old here." Oh my God.
Oh, now he did ask her. He was like, "So you have, her son's 14." And he was like, um, "But it almost seems like you have another child too, meaning George, and how you treated him or something like that." And I was just thinking, "Oh my God, this is like really getting."
I love that prosecutor. I love him because he is putting her in her place left and right.
it's not boring anymore.
No, because he was like, she said that they didn't allow smoking in the house. That's the reason why they always sit outside and smoke. And then he gets up, he's like, "Well, during the search that we found several ashtrays inside your house. What was that for? Was that for y'all smoking in the house?" And she was like, "Yeah." "Well, I thought you said there wasn't no smoking in the house allowed." It's just like, damn.
Done busted her ass.
Yeah, this is by far like the best questioning from a prosecutor yet.
Yeah, I don't think she was expecting it.
No.
Not to be
Well,
like
I
that.
mean, you're going to take the stand. What do you think's going to happen?
Exactly. She should have never took the stand, but I mean,
Yeah,
it
it's
was
not going to
obvious that
all
she was going to take
rainbows
the
and
stand.
sunshine.
Well, she
No.
had to, because if in order in that state, in
Yeah.
order to claim the battered woman syndrome, you have
You
to
have to.
testify. Hmm.
I mean, even if she didn't have to, she was going to take the stand.
But I'm
Oh yeah,
saying,
she's gonna
did she
get her words out.
Oh yeah.
did she think it was going to be all rainbows and sunshine?
Oh yeah.
I
That's
bet
what she thought.
I bet she's laying in her bunk right now, replaying it all over in her head, going,
Like,
"Damn, I shouldn't have said that. Damn,
mhm,
I should have. Damn."
Mhm.
yeah.
Justin says, "Scarlett, did you see when Mr. Owens took over unzipping the suitcase? I was floored. I don't know why, because she was asked to come down and show the jury where the zippers were positioned on the suitcase and how he was laying in the suitcase. Her attorney should have never touched the suitcase.
No.
He shouldn't have. That was for her to do and not him, because then that makes it look like that he's trying to keep her from
Hmm.
actually showing
Yep.
what really happened.
Wow.
And King Scarlet, that is true too. Every picture that she displays and every story she tells about George only serves to justify her premeditated murderous act. Her testimony, in my opinion, gave the impression that she was more culpable.
Mhm.
It was all poor me, poor me, poor me. This man's a bad man, but
Mhm.
she's not telling, like, you can clearly tell she's lying. She's leaving stuff out. I'm not
Hmm.
saying he's not a bad person and didn't do wrong.
No.
But
But I caught things like he's such a bad person, right? But he made phone calls to his children while he was on the porch. She said that it was his day off, but it was because he was looking for a better, more stable job.
mhm.
There was a lot of things that she said that kind of, made me get to
Hmm.
thinking, he doesn't really sound bad.
Okay, so that's where I was thinking about, like, the whole battered spouse syndrome. Now, and I haven't
Mhm.
looked up the definition or medical term or whatever you want to call it of the battered spouse syndrome.
Oh, hell,
But
I am the definition. Ask me anything.
this is what they're using as her defense. Okay, so let's say all these other all the pictures that was showed today of the bruises and all the injuries, and where she got stabbed in her leg by him, and all this. And well, like I said, we'll get to the stake in a minute. Um, okay, so all of these different things happen at these different on these different dates, all this abuse and this and that. But this night, or this whole day and until that night, he didn't abuse her. And this
Mm-mm.
is coming straight out of her mouth. She never once said he did anything to her that night. The only thing that she said was that whenever his hand was coming out of the suitcase, she thought that he was going to come out and come after her because he was going to be mad that she zipped him up in it. So that's the reason why on instinct she got the baseball bat and started nudging or poking his hand in the suitcase to get him to pull his hand back into the suitcase.
To
So
make
what?
him matter. I mean, that makes no sense. Just go
Yeah,
call 911 while he's in the suitcase.
exactly. So
Bring that, or because how he was saying, Sarah, I can't breathe. Babe, I can't
Uh-huh.
breathe. That is not a man that's about to come out and attack you.
no, it's
Yeah,
not.
he didn't sound angry at
No,
all.
he's fighting for his life to get out of that suitcase.
Apparently, he threatened her. I want to say it was in between the two videos or right after the second video, but I
Mm.
don't believe that. And the reason why I don't believe it is because if he would have been threatening her,
He would have.
she would have recorded it.
Yep, 100%.
And if she
Well,
would have recorded him threatening her, and she would have said, "Well, that's the reason why I didn't unzip the suitcase is because he was threatening me and what he was going to do to me, and here's the proof of it because I have it recorded."
Yep.
I don't think that would maybe not get her completely off of it, but it might help her.
Right.
But
plus, the second video, you can clearly tell he's dying.
Yeah.
yeah,
And I
He-
really don't think at that point is in it. And supposedly this was said after that video, but the man is dying. So I really don't think that when she cut that video off, he had the energy at that point or even the breath to say all of that to her in an angry tone.
no.
I
Hey,
agree.
Kelsey. So the whole battered spouse syndrome. If there would have been some type of physical abuse that night, and she would have acted in self-defense, and he passed away,
It
I
probably
could
would-
see.
it
I could see where they would
ballgame.
justify that as the battered spouse syndrome, and she could possibly get away with it. She was scared for her life. She was acting in self defense. But that night and that day, none of that happened. So, how are they going to go off of past incidences and use her laughing and joking about him being small enough to fit in a suitcase, and she zips him up because they're playing a drunken game of hide and seek? How is she going to use that as a battered spouse syndrome defense?
Yeah. And you know,
I don't
they're,
understand that.
they're really on to something with bringing up all the names of the women that he cheated on her with. Because I think a lot of her motive to torturing him, I mean, I don't necessarily think that she intended for him to pass away, but I think, you know, she definitely was enjoying torturing him. Um, and she mentions, you know, on the video about him cheating on her. And the prosecution brought up all the names of all the women. She tried to pretend like she didn't know who those women were. And they said, well, you wrote a letter to his family about, you know, I think one or two of these women. And I really think that that was a lot of why she was torturing him. I don't really think it was so much because he's abused her. I think she was pissed off because he's cheated on her so much.
Yeah. Good
But
possibility.
how are they going to make this a battered spouse syndrome defense if
Mhm.
no physical abuse coming from this man?
Yeah.
No, he was not trying to abuse her. He was not doing anything in that manner to her. She's the one. Yeah, he got into the suitcase, but she zipped it up. And when he tried to get out, she poked. According to her, she poked at the suitcase and at his hand to make his hand go back in there. She
Poked
moved
at
the
it.
suitcase around, like she tried to keep him from getting out of the suitcase.
He even flipped it over
Yes, upside down where he couldn't.
where he
Like
couldn't push
the top,
truck
yeah, the top was
over.
on the floor.
I mean, she hit his hand so hard, she left the imprint of the bat on his hand.
But
How is
also,
that poking?
So where does the self defense come into play in this, in the battered spouse syndrome defense? Where does that come into play on this night? I can understand if it was on a night that he was abusing her and she was trying to defend herself and something happened and he passed away because of that. But this didn't happen that night or that day.
Right.
according to her
But
testimony.
But even
also,
then, with him being in a suitcase, he wouldn't be a threat if he can't get out of a suitcase. That's
ex-
plenty of time to go get the phone and call 911.
Exactly.
exactly. But also, if you watch them videos closely, his hands did not come out of that suitcase.
No,
Not in the
apparently she
video.
didn't get. Yeah, apparently she didn't get the hand coming out of the suitcase on the video.
Yeah, I don't
I
believe.
just think that it's very convenient that his hand is coming out of the suitcase and there sits a baseball bat 2 to 3 feet away from the suitcase, according to her,
Hmm.
2 to 3 feet, leaned up against uh, the kitchen
Yeah,
table that you just claimed that you cleaned the house. So
yeah,
why was the bat still sitting there? I don't know. It's just
yeah. I don't. I just get the feeling that it was. There's more to it with the cheating because she mentions the cheating when she's
Okay, but
taunting him.
yes.
he's not there to tell his side of the story.
Right.
All
So,
coming from her.
and
So
yeah,
I
she
don't
thinks whatever
understand
she
why they're
says,
letting it come from her
and there was
because
nobody
he's
else in the
not
house
there.
that night.
Right.
So
He's
it's
Yeah.
no
just
longer alive to tell what's going on.
right.
So
If
I
you
don't understand why they're letting her even say, "Oh well, you know."
I mean, because honestly, at this point, we don't know if what she's saying is the truth or not. There
Right.
was nobody else in the apartment that day to witness what was going on. Only the
That's
neighbors who heard something falling down the staircase over in Sarah's apartment,
yeah.
Mhm.
And
uh,
she kicked that suitcase down the
down the
steps with him.
stairs. Yeah,
Yeah.
and so if you have someone who died in your house, there's no other witnesses to what happened. You're on trial. You can basically tell whatever you want and hope
Yeah.
for the best that the jury believes you. And I think that in her mind, she thinks that this is the best elaborate story she could come up with, and they're going
Yeah.
to believe her.
And I hope the
Well,
jury sees right through it
Oh, I hope
because he's not there to defend himself.
and
no.
here's the other thing is she claims she left him in the suitcase because she was fearful of what he was going to do to her when he got out. But she went to bed and left him in there all night. Did she
Yeah.
think he was going to come out smiling in the morning? That would make him even, I mean, by that point, if he had lived, he would be so angry of being in there all night. That wouldn't, that doesn't make sense either.
No,
Which at
doesn't.
that point, if it seems to me, because she had claimed in another incident where the abuse was happening, that she went into her room and she pushed her 200-pound dresser up against the wall up against the door to barricade the door shut, and then she put another, I think she said, end table or something in front of that as well. So why this night, when you have a man who's locked in zipped up in a suitcase that has already tried to get out, you're scared for your life, so you're basically hitting him with a baseball bat to try to
Yeah.
make him stay in there.
And
Um,
start calling 911.
Or
right.
walk out the front door. You're scared for your life. He's contained in a suitcase. You're scared for your life, but instead of just going out the front door and getting the hell away from him, you go
Yeah.
to bed.
Upstairs. Well, she
Calling.
claims that whenever uh, when his hand came out and then it went back in, that she zipped it up, but she didn't zip the zippers all the way to where I guess they would be touching each other.
He's lying.
That she left it open a little bit, like the
See, I
zippers
think
away.
his back must have been to the zippers, right?
Well, the way it sounds is like, okay, now nowadays they make them a harder type of suitcase, but I guess that was a cloth suitcase.
Yeah.
Okay, well the top just unzips because now they make them to where they're like a harder shell suitcase because the baby's got one
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
and sides flip open. But the one I think they're talking about is just the top that flips.
So he would have, but if his back was to wherever the zippers came together, he,
What it is his body, he was crunched down and his back was against where the flap would come open.
Yeah, they said that he was
oh,
in a
okay.
fetal position, that his
Right.
legs and arms were flexed, and possibly his head was flexed forward.
Okay, I missed that part.
And
Okay.
then where she had zipped it and then flipped it over so he couldn't push his back up on it to try to possibly break the zippers.
Oh, that's why she flipped him over.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, she clearly admits every bit of this on the stand today.
And then on top of that, how she said she was poking him with the baseball bat to keep him from coming out. No,
Mm-hmm.
she was beating that suitcase with the baseball bat.
I think so too.
Now that's a bad way to go in a suitcase.
Yeah.
And
It really is.
whether he got in it himself or not, I don't know. But to me, she should have she should have said, "Okay, I'm going to call the police, and when they get here, I'll let you out."
Mhm. Yeah, I fully
Yeah.
believe she's going to be found guilty because he was contained. She had every opportunity to walk out the front door.
And
Yeah,
she didn't.
no,
She recorded him,
Yeah.
but she claims that she was
she
so
didn't call
scared.
911. She didn't walk out the front door.
Exactly. You're so
Yeah.
scared, but there's a chance that he can get out of the suitcase. But you go upstairs and you go to sleep. I think that she knew that he was already dead before she went up and went to sleep.
Yep.
I think so
That's
too.
why she wasn't worried about him getting out of the suitcase and bothering her
Mhm.
tonight.
I think so too.
And I also wondered if
He,
maybe she hit him with the bat first while he was out of the suitcase and then got him into the suitcase.
Okay, because didn't he have a
possibility.
fractured skull? Well,
Uh,
something was fractured.
it was it? Hold on, let me find the. Let me see if this is one. There was something about blunt force trauma to his body.
I think it was his back, wasn't it, or his side, or his ribs?
Okay, so the medical examiners showed a diagram of Torres Jr.'s wound, saying that the man's head, hand, forearm, and back were bruised, consistent with being hit by a baseball bat and having the suitcase pushed down the stairs. The official estimate that the man was left in the suitcase for 11 hours, ultimately dying of suffocation from lack of oxygen and the way that he was positioned. So,
Yep.
based on the findings, he was most likely in a fetal position, knees flexed, arms flexed, and the head most likely flexed forward, the medical examiner said. He had
Mm.
a blood alcohol content that was 3 times the legal limit, confirming that his logic and motor skills could have been impaired when the defense happened.
Mm. Mm.
And then it also says that the defense also pointed out that the zipper on the suitcase was broken, possibly allowing oxygen into the space. But the medical examiner said that maybe, but says that it was not enough to keep the man alive.
Nope. No, because
Mm.
when you break the zipper, it's a little tiny hole,
Yeah.
and that's not enough air for nobody.
No.
Wow.
So Tiff said that there was bruises on the scalp, but not under the skull.
Okay. I must have him mixed up with somebody else. But they were consistent with being hit by the bat. So that's
Yeah,
a lot of hits. That's a lot of different hits.
see,
Mm-hmm.
that's what I'm saying. She's sitting there saying she poked him with the bat. No, she didn't.
Uh-huh.
She didn't poke him. Give me a
No,
bat and let
she.
me poke her, and I'll show her a difference between poking and hitting.
Mhm. I remember his lip was split open too.
I mean, he what's he weigh? Like 105 pounds, and he's
I
five
think. I
two.
think they said he was 5'2" and 103.
Yeah,
103 pounds. He
Mhm.
was a little
and
bitty man.
and
Yeah.
what?
Oh wow, he really was itty bitty, like
Yep.
Mario brother itty bitty.
Yeah.
5'5" or 5'6"?
Who?
Sarah.
She says she was 5'3".
Okay, whatever. She's a liar, but okay.
Apparently, she's 5'3", and at the time she was like 90 something pounds.
Yeah,
Mhm.
she looked kind of heavy in that video to me.
I about died when her attorney said, "Is it fair to say that you've gained weight since then?" Oh no.
I saw where somebody in that
I wasn't.
chat
Yeah, I
uh,
was talking
said
about.
that they wonder if Sarah had wrote out all of the questions for her that she wanted her attorney to ask her.
No, she probably did. She likes to write so much. But I'm saying
Writing it very controlling.
she
I
in
just
that
you
video.
know
When
And
they're
in the interrogation, I'm sorry, Betty Jo.
in that,
In the interrogation video, she doesn't tell any of this. You
No,
know,
they
like
said that. They said that her interview was completely different from her testimony.
yes. I mean, it's like she just tried to play it off like it was just, oh my God, it was just a fun game of hide and seek, and I left him in there. I forgot and fell asleep.
yeah. But you see the video where she's out front of her apartment, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. I know videos and cameras make you look a little bit heavy
Mm-hmm.
sometimes, but I'm sorry. She was more than 98 pounds there.
Yeah.
And then in
Maybe.
the
Yeah.
interrogation room, she was more than 98 pounds there. Yeah, did she put on weight being in prison? Probably.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I mean, look at Leilani. She put on weight.
Yeah.
But I'm sorry. She was still a little bit bigger than George was, a little taller than George was. You're going to sit there and you're going to tell me that you did not try to fight him off every time he came at you.
Hmm.
Yeah, because the only time was whenever he put her car keys around his neck and she grabbed the car keys and jerked him to her. That's the only time that she said that she, I guess, got physical with him.
Right, but I'm not saying that he hasn't done that to
Hmm.
her. I'm not saying that. They both did it to each other, is what it seems like.
Yeah, that's what I think.
They both would start drinking, and then once they got alcohol in their system, they both
Hmm.
clashed with each other.
Yep. You can't put two alcoholics together
Oh God, no,
and think it's going to turn out all sunshine and roses.
nope.
Oh, and she started out with how she met him was because she walked across the street to a
To the
park
bar.
to drink a beer.
To the bar,
Like,
yeah.
Yep.
okay, that's a good start.
Yep.
Okay, well, let's see. King Scarlet said a few minutes ago that they need a replica dummy of his weight and height to put in the suitcase to show the jury how he was not able to get out.
Yeah.
That would have been a good idea.
Yeah, that is a good idea.
Okay, so they both have DV arrests for harming each other.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
have arrested for.
That is crazy.
I'm not saying he's a saint.
Oh, neither one of them are.
I mean,
So,
no.
Yeah,
what
neither one
does
of them are.
But there's no reason to zip him up in a suitcase and just walk away and video it of you
right?
two. Him.
Well, what makes don't make sense is if you're playing hide and seek, what is the point of zipping him up in the suitcase? If he's small enough to fit, and the top of it lay down flat, like it just like looks like an empty suitcase sitting there, why not just leave it like that? What was the reasoning for zipping it up,
Yeah.
other than her excuse was she was trying to make him understand. Uh, what did she say? How she felt about some things.
Hmm.
And the state was like, so in other words, you were trying to teach him a lesson. And she was like, well, no, not really teach him a lesson. I was trying to make him understand. Well,
But you
help me understand. What the fuck is the difference between making someone understand something and teaching somebody a lesson?
yeah,
Right.
it's the same thing.
But she kept saying, no, it wasn't really teaching a lesson. It was just, I was trying to get him to understand.
He's not a child. He's a grown man.
But, yeah, my husband didn't know nothing about this case at all. I cut it on today, and he's like watching. He was like, "How old was this person?" Like, what's because he literally thought it was a child
Yeah, that's how
because
it sounded.
the way she was
When
explaining stuff.
yeah, the way she was talking, it was like she was trying to make him understand and listen and keep him
Mm-hmm.
focused on this and this. Woman, he's not a child.
No,
Right.
and that's like the steak issue. She said that one day she did a steak dinner. It was a steak and a baked potato, and she went and put a movie on upstairs, and they was basically gonna eat in bed and watch the movie, and he starts cussing the steak and talking about the steak, and she was like trying to calm him down, saying, "I'll even cut it up for you." And this is the incident where she supposedly got stabbed in the leg by
Yeah.
Did,
him.
what, did she get stitches or go to the
Yeah,
hospital?
it showed pictures that she. Okay, so he allegedly stabs her in the leg. She is pouring blood. It happens in her room. She gets a wet towel and puts on it because there's just like blood going everywhere. It's soaking into the sweat towel. She goes or crawls to her son's bathroom. By the time she gets there, her lips are blue. She's telling him that she needs to go to the hospital because she's going to die. She's done lost a lot of fluid. He's saying he wasn't going to take her until they get a story together of what really happened. He's begging her not to call the police on him. And she said, well, I came up with the story that we were sword fighting with our steak knives and he accidentally hit me with his.
Yeah.
Then he wants her to drive to the hospital, but she couldn't drive because she was too bad with her leg. So he ends up driving. But 5 minutes before that, she was wanting to cut the man's steak up for him.
I mean, it's kind of like believable that they would be sword fighting, considering they paint and color and
And they
play
were
hide and
probably,
seek.
I'm pretty sure they were drunk that day as well.
Who's to say? Okay, maybe they were fighting with their steak knives. You know,
Um,
but who's
Margaret,
to say she didn't like accidentally stab herself?
right. And that could have happened. But according to her,
Right.
everything was on him and she did no wrong.
Yeah.
That's what she was trying to
That's how she makes
portray
it out to
herself.
be. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so Margaret said, don't mean to be graphic, but when someone passes bodily fluids shortly released, number one, number two, was anything found in the suitcase? Does anyone know or remember?
They didn't say anything about that.
Okay.
I haven't heard.
Because, like I said, y'all, today, whenever she got off the stand and was messing with that suitcase, it wasn't bothering that woman one bit that she was handling the suitcase that man had passed away in.
Yeah, that would have disturbed the heck out of me. I would have been like, no, I'm not touching that suitcase.
She didn't. She walked up there and she did what they asked her to do, and even her attorney joined in with the zipper part of it, and like it didn't even. She had all of these times that she was explaining all of these other times of abuse. Uh, there was no crying, and to a point I can understand. Um, but there was when she was explaining what happened that night and her finding him deceased and all this and that. There was no crying whatsoever in her telling any of this.
Nope.
At all.
Like it doesn't bother her that he's gone.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
It doesn't bother her one bit. What happened, how it happened, that it happened in her house, nothing.
You're supposed to be so in love with him.
That's like Leilani Simon when they're showing the autopsy pictures of her baby's bones and she doesn't even so much as blink.
No.
Didn't bother.
No emotion.
Did you see how fast Sarah's blink rate was?
Oh, yes.
She was on the stand.
Yes. Yes.
It was
I saw
unreal.
That. It was literally nonstop blinking.
Yep.
Vapor, I haven't heard the tox report, but in that article they did say that his blood alcohol content was 3 times the legal limit, but I haven't seen anything else that was in the tox report.
And what gets me about her is she told me to come down and get my phone from the police station. She told me that I was just going to pick my phone up. In every state, a police officer can do whatever to get you to come to the police station.
Oh,
Yeah.
they know a lot to get you to come down there.
Mm-hmm.
They don't have to tell you, oh, well, come to the police station because I'm going to arrest you.
Yeah, because they know you're not going to come. I mean,
exactly. They know you're not going to show up.
so
So they're going to use tactics to get you to the police station.
Yeah. And they can
yeah.
even lie to you during their interrogation.
And that's why
yeah.
that's what I don't understand about Sarah. Oh, they lied to me. Oh, they did this. Oh, they did. And
But she lied. she, what was it? How many things did the state ask her today on that stand? Okay, so you're saying you lied about this, and she said yes. Or you lied about that? Yes. There was many things that she
Yeah.
confessed to today about lying about.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I mean, you can't lie, but they can do whatever it takes to get you to the police station.
So what
Now,
is the difference between battered woman syndrome and self-defense in a trial? Is it battered woman syndrome, like they're claiming that the battered woman snapped
Uh,
yeah,
because it's not self-defense, right? I'm a little confused on that.
pretty
okay,
much.
go
Go
ahead,
ahead.
Betty Joe.
No, go ahead.
Okay, so the way they explained it, and Keith Scarlett, I'll get to your question in just 1 second. So the way that they explained it, that even though no physical abuse was happening that night, the hand coming out of the suitcase triggered her into thinking that he's coming out and he's coming after her and he's going to hurt her, and that's the reason why she grabbed the baseball bat and did what she did, and that's the reason why she left him zipped up in the suitcase. Therefore, uh, it was, I guess, a trigger. I'm not going to say a natural instinct to
But
do that.
how does that make sense if she's saying she only poked him with the bat and fell asleep and forgot he was in the suitcase?
See, that's what I was saying earlier. How are they going to say that this is a battered woman syndrome when there was
Yeah,
no physical threats from him that day, according to Sarah in her testimony on the stand?
Yeah,
She
nowhere.
talked about, no, about how good the day was, that
Mm-hmm.
they
yeah,
did arts and crafts and they painted and they did a puzzle and they went to Publix and got wine and they cleaned the house because their son was coming the next day. But then whenever it got over to the state asking questions, it was, well, he was mad off and on all day, and the prosecutor was like, well, but that's not what you testified about earlier.
right.
You said that it was a good day.
Yeah,
He literally called her in a lie.
yeah,
And so that's where I think the difference is. I don't, it's not going to surprise me if the judge comes up and says, okay, look, the battered spouse syndrome is not going to work. That defense is not going to work because according to her, there was no physical threats coming from him. It was her by zipping him up in a suitcase and
mm-hmm.
then poking him with the bat because he stuck his hand out. When the
Mm-hmm.
fact is that the man sticking his hand out of the suitcase, he was trying to get the fuck out of the suitcase because he couldn't breathe.
Yep.
He
Yeah, and it couldn't have triggered her because she says she just poked him and forgot about him and fell asleep. So it's not meeting the criteria of the battered woman syndrome.
No, I don't think that they're going to be able to. That foundation is not going to be laid. I don't believe.
Nope. There's no,
Right.
and there's no way of self-defense either.
Nope. Nope. No self-defense.
No.
No,
Margaret said that we know that Sarah Boone's alcohol drug test revealed.
I don't. I don't think they've released that either.
I don't think they tested her. Wait, because
I,
she said, "Where did you get that?" He said something about her alcohol level. She said, "I don't know where you got that number from." And then he said something. I think they didn't test her that morning. I think it was way later.
no, I think they tested her at the scene.
Really? Okay,
I
I missed that part then.
I'll have to see if I can find out.
don't
If I
don't
can
hold
find
me
that
to it, but
information.
I'm pretty sure it was either at the scene or when she, because they did take her to the police station.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I just keep remembering her at the scene having cotton mouth and wanting to get a drink.
Oh my
Yeah,
god,
She
from the
didn't even
window from
care
the
that
water hose.
Yeah, she didn't even care that her boyfriend was deceased. She had cotton mouth and wanted that damn
and
drink
cigarette.
and a cigarette. Yeah.
All
Well,
right, so
can't do anything about that because I probably would have said, I need a cigarette right now.
Yeah,
yeah, I
true.
don't think that she would have went to the extreme that she did.
No,
Mm-mm.
I mean
Very
our
repetitive
house caught on
behavior.
fire. Our house caught on fire.
Yeah.
We're
I
outside.
just don't know, like because I was in a very abusive marriage, and if ever I was like, if I had him in something that he couldn't get out of, I can honestly say right at that point, I wouldn't be in fear. I would leave.
Yeah.
I mean,
Well,
I'd walk out the door and I
either
would call somebody and be like, hey, he's in a
Go
suitcase,
get him
go unzip
out.
him. But my
Yeah,
ass
go
is
look.
gone.
go
You
to
know?
a neighbor's house.
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense. It just doesn't add up.
Go to your neighbors
Uh,
and say, hey, me and George just got into an argument. He's in a suitcase zipped up.
Hmm.
I'm going to call 911. You go in and unzip him.
Yep. Yeah, if
Yeah.
you're scared to let him out, you just
Yeah.
call somebody for help.
Or
okay.
call your ex-husband like you do all the other times.
Right. Yeah.
Say, hey, George is in the suitcase. I got him zipped in a suitcase. I'm calling 911. Can you come over and unzip him?
Hmm. Yeah.
Apparently, he lived close enough for him to do that.
Yeah. Yeah, it just doesn't add up that if she was scared, she would just go on to sleep. It just doesn't
No,
make sense.
because,
No.
okay, now look at it this way. Okay, she went upstairs and went to sleep. Who's to say at that point he didn't get out
Hmm.
and
Because
go upstairs, beat the
she
damn
knew he couldn't.
I
right?
think because she already knew before she went to sleep that he was deceased. So she
Yep.
wasn't worried about
Yep,
him getting out of that suitcase and bothering her that night.
exactly. Exactly.
Okay, so King Scarlet says, why didn't she record him threatening her? That was the question that I had. She
Yep,
recorded her taunting him, but if
yep,
she's going to scream that she was in fear of him, why didn't she get him threatening her? That would have
exactly.
Hmm.
probably helped her a little bit in her case.
Yeah,
Okay, so why didn't she call the police if she was in fear? This is the worst defendant testifying I have ever seen. It makes no sense.
yep. I agree with King Scarlet.
Oh, it just dawned on me. They were probably saying the Boone's farm, the Boone's wine, because her last name is Boone.
That's what
Is
I
that what?
said.
Yeah, Boone's
Oh,
farm is.
Yeah,
well,
I
I
said
just
I
thought
don't.
about it.
No, I said I don't know if Ashes is saying that because she's making fun of it because Boone's is in Boone being her last name, or if that's the actual one that they had.
Oh my
Yeah.
God, I'm sorry. That was like 45 minutes ago, and it just now hit me.
That was more or less like an hour and a half ago.
we forgive you, Avery.
Okay.
Yeah, Avery's had a long day, so
we, we forgive you.
yeah, we'll let you pass. Ashes said I was just joking. Laugh out loud. Oh my
I thought I was
gosh.
going to say that, and you guys are going to be like, oh, yeah, that's probably right.
I was gonna say,
I mean, I didn't know, honestly, I didn't know if she was, if that's the wine that they bought or she was just saying it, like I said, because it was her last name. But she said a long time ago that she was just joking.
I just know she should have took the deal when she had a chance.
Yep.
Because now, if she's found guilty, she'll do 22.5 years.
At the
Yeah.
minimum. The minimum
That's
is
the,
that.
Hmm.
minimum.
The max is a life sentence.
Yes.
I can't believe she
When
rejected that deal.
already done 4 years, and they offered her what was it, 10 years or 15 years?
I think it
I think
was
it was
15,
10.
but it would have, like, 4 would have already been taken off for
Yeah.
credit served or time served.
Yeah,
Yep.
and she would have
Plus,
got out in like 5
what
more
is
years.
it, like 80% of the time you
Yeah,
would have to serve as long as it's, on good behavior or whatever.
Hmm.
so she would have got out in 5 years.
But you have to think, though, just if you sit back and you think about what we know about her since all of this happened, and all the letters to the to the judge, and all of the attorneys that have walked away from her,
Oh,
saying that irreconcilable differences, I can't work with her. She's better off if, she just defends herself. Uh, I mean, I'm trying to think of how to put this. Well, shit. I don't know how to put this.
because she's, I don't know, like self-absorbed. Like she thinks that she knows what's best.
It's it's almost like in her mind, that she can say whatever she wants and she's going to get away with it.
Yeah, that it's going to be believable.
Yes, that she's right about everything. Um, so that was the reason why she didn't need to take a deal, or that she didn't take the deal, which I think she should have.
You should have.
Now, there are some points that I do see when people are completely innocent
Oh
and they
yeah,
get caught up in something and they refuse to take a deal and plead guilty to something that they absolutely did not do.
right.
I completely understand that, because that is with you for the rest of your life.
Yeah,
You know, so,
and you're admitting to something you did
did
not
not do.
absolutely do.
It's especially something like murder.
Right.
But in her case, she should have took the deal, because it's the same thing with Stephen Stearns. Okay, I know that he's not going to get offered a deal,
No.
but if there's evidence to prove that you did what you're being accused of doing,
Mm-hmm.
so why would you not take a deal and risk going to trial and having a jury decide if you're guilty or if you're innocent,
Mm-hmm.
where you could spend more years in prison than what you would get with the deal? Like,
Yep.
if you know you did it, you know you're guilty, just go ahead and take the deal and take the less time.
Yeah. Exactly.
But in her case, it's like she thinks she's right. She thinks she's going to get away with it. There's absolutely no way that the jury is going to find her guilty, because she's going to tell her story, whether it's a lie or the truth.
It's a contradicting story, is what she's telling.
Big time. Yeah.
I mean,
You know,
if them jurors really pay attention, they can see that it's a contradicting story every time she opens her mouth.
I would love to know how she grew up. Like, if she grew up like very privileged, only child, you know, like it just that's the feeling I get from her. I know her. They said her parents passed.
Yeah, she said she don't have to.
Yeah, but I mean, I just wonder if she just grew up with that privileged attitude, like,
Right.
whatever I say is gonna be believed, and
Yeah, whatever I say is gold. Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Okay. So yes, Tonka. I don't know about, and I'm trying to look up like male versus female and all this for her jury, but it is 6 primary jurors and 8 alternate jurors. But I don't see if there's like how many female, how many male. I figured that would be on here somewhere, but I don't see it.
I like the judge that she has though.
Yeah,
He's pretty straightforward and
he's really chill, but straight to the point. Very on point, business like.
yeah, he don't put
Like,
up.
yeah, like, we're here to do this. This is what needs to be done. And just like I know a lot of people got upset whenever the judge came back and said that he was going to allow the uh, syndrome,
Yeah,
battered spouse syndrome. A lot of people got upset, but like someone else in that chat has said, he's going by the law.
yeah, he's
So
got to do what he's got to do. He's got to go by the law.
right, and he said as long as they lay down that foundation for that, then he will allow it. But if he sees that foundation has not been laid, it's not going to go. So I do like the judge though. Now the prosecutor, I don't know. I like him too though, because he was very just
Oh
I
yeah,
love him.
straightforward and just like, I know that you're lying, and I'm not going to let you buy with it.
I gotta go back and watch it so I can see what.
I do need to rewatch it also, because at some point during that time I had a phone call today, and then I got sidetracked on Twitter, and so I do need to go back and watch that part of it to make sure I didn't miss anything.
I missed a lot in Leilani's thing though, because it's hard to watch because it's the baby.
Yeah. Really, the only video that I really wanted to watch out of that was when she got in trouble for calling, was it the babysitter? she said she was a fucking liar or something like that while she was on the stand, and they called it, and the judge got onto her. Uh, that's really the only thing that I've seen. I haven't, and there was some pictures that I've seen when the ME was on the stand, and she said that when she received his remains, she received four bags, and it showed the pictures of his remains. And I was at that point, I was like, yeah, I don't want to.
Yeah.
I don't want to do no more
Hard
of
to
this.
do.
Yeah, and she's just sitting there like,
Yeah, with a
hey,
mark on her face, like
I'm here. I'm listening to what they got to say. I don't care. I'm not crying. I'm not upset. Don't care. I don't know. I don't understand people like that. I don't understand people who can do something to their child like that and just not have
any compassion or anything.
no care in the world. Honestly, makes no sense. Or anybody take someone else's life for that matter.
Yeah.
Don't get it. See, you can't. Yeah, talking. I don't know. It just. I think whenever I was younger, I probably could have watched it, but now, y'all, I'm getting old, and shit like that makes me mad and upset. And yeah,
It made me want to throw something at the TV.
yeah. Especially when you know that someone has no, uh, there's no tears, there's
Yeah.
no,
No sadness, no I did this to my child.
yeah, like there's nothing, like just like Jen Soto.
Yeah.
There's nothing there on why you did what you did. It makes absolutely no sense. I'm looking up something real quick. Stupid shit. I was trying to find something on YouTube real quick. There was something else I was going to ask y'all, but now I don't remember what it is. Shit. I know I was going to ask y'all about the couple that was missing from the church where Micah went to, but they have been found.
Yeah, I didn't even know they were found.
I didn't either. The only thing I had heard was that, and I think I seen it was on YouTube. Somebody had done a video of it, uh, and it was just talking about that they were from that Solid Rock Church or whatever, and they were a missing couple. But after that, I hadn't seen anything else.
Yeah.
Where is Avery at?
I
So,
don't know.
oh, I'm right here.
Oh,
I was reading that they weren't from that church, but for some reason they went to that church before the husband unalived her and then himself, because people were saying, why would they choose, or why would he choose to go to that particular church
mm-hmm.
before, like, but I don't know how factual that is.
So hold on. Saying that he unalived her and then himself.
Yeah,
Is that proven?
that's what I've seen on different articles, but that's just me glancing, not really digging into it.
Hold on, let me see if I can find something on it.
Well, from what I understand, when I read on Facebook, they were a part of that church and they went missing.
That's what I thought. But let
Well,
me.
then maybe you guys are talking about a different couple. Are you talking about the woman and man in their 60s?
I don't know how old they are.
Yeah, I don't know either. All I know is that they went missing from the Solid Rock Church, which is where Micah Miller and her husband
Mm-hmm.
was. They went to that church. So Micah's husband was the pastor of the church, and then now they're claiming that Micah took her own life, and I still don't believe that.
Me either. And they were a part of the church, and then all of a sudden they went missing. So
Okay.
I don't know. I don't know because they don't look like they're in their 60s. I mean, they could have been, but
So okay, so husband and wife last seen at Solid Rock Church. There's nothing but YouTube videos. It's
Do you have a picture of them?
let me see if I can. I don't know whose video this is. Hold on. Let me see if I can get their names real quick.
I could get the picture, but I'll probably throw myself off.
Okay, Cindy and Greg Goebel.
Yeah, I believe it's them. I remember reading the article.
Wait, what state is that church in?
South Carolina.
Okay.
Hey, Kelly B. Okay, let me look them up real quick.
And Micah drove all the way to North Carolina, Charlotte, North Carolina, and on the live show.
Yeah, I just don't believe she did that.
I don't either. I believe he had.
Yeah, I think he for sure had something to do with it. Okay, so the summary is Cindy and Greg, a Davie County couple, were reported missing on Wednesday, and an Ashanti alert was issued on Thursday. Tragically, their bodies were found deceased on Monday in a wooded area off of Sheffield Road near the Iredell-Davie County line. So, according to authorities, evidence at the scene indicated that Greg took the life of Cindy and then took his own life. The Davie County Sheriff's Office issued a statement confirming the investigation as a unaliving, as what Avery has said.
Yeah.
Taking
Right.
one life and then taking your own.
Yep.
Right.
I just pulled it up too. I pulled up a bunch of articles.
Well, you were able to find articles about it?
Yeah.
All I was finding was damn TikTok and YouTube videos.
Oh yeah, I found a whole bunch of articles. I'll put some in the back chat.
Okay. All right. So it says that court documents revealed a tumultuous relationship between the couple with allegations of isolation and cyber stalking. Cynthia had accused her husband Gregory of making her feel trapped in the marriage with no legal remedies or ways out. The documents also mention Gregory's refusal to work or contribute to illegal living expenses, and a tracking device was placed on Cynthia's car.
Wow. Sounds like another J.P. Miller.
Yes. That is crazy. But I'm trying to find the connection, though, to the church. They go to the church? I don't know. I can't find nothing on the church.
I know it was on one of the groups, one of the Micah Miller groups, with the picture of the husband and wife and something about they attended that church. They were part of that church.
So I wonder how often was it, like an every week thing that they attended it, or okay? So wait, is this
Okay, I posted one article in the back chat. It's a news article.
okay?
Why don't you just read it to us?
Yeah, Avery, why don't you just read it to us?
Because if I stay off the screen that long, I'll drop off.
Yeah, that's her excuse, Betty Jo. She'll just throw herself off the panel.
You know it's true.
Wait, it didn't pull up.
Oh,
Why
Did
did
I
it
not?
Wait, let me hold on because it's not pulling up. Wait, is this the same one I've got? No, this is a different one. Okay, hold on. This over here. Okay, so let me get back into this. Pull this up where y'all can see it.
WFM. Wait, is that the article I sent you?
Yep, WFMY.
Okay, yep, that's it. Okay.
Okay.
It looked different.
Yeah, that's just because I had scrolled down a little bit on it. Okay, so a Davie County Sheriff's Office said a missing couple was later found deceased, died of a result of basically taking both of their lives. So the evidence indicate that he took her life, then himself. Investigators found the bodies of the missing Davie County husband and wife on Friday. How long were they missing? They went missing Wednesday, wasn't it?
Yeah, I believe so. It was on Wednesday.
Okay, so yeah, the Ashanti alert was issued Thursday for Cynthia. Her husband Greg was identified as the person of interest in her disappearance. The North Carolina Center for Missing Persons says an Ashanti alert is issued when there is evidence of physical endangerment, abduction, or kidnapping. The couple is married but separated. Family members said that their last known location was at Cynthia's home in Moxville. Deputies were called to do a welfare check on Cynthia, and they were able to determine that she was not at the home. Detectives found Cynthia's purse, wallet, and insulin left behind, and their phones had also been turned off, and Cynthia's social media had gone cold, and no one could reach them. Both officers and family members also checked other locations that either of the Goebels may be at or made electronic attempts to find them. Officers were also unable to locate Greg's white truck and were able to determine that he was driving the truck earlier that day. Detectives said that they received a search warrant for the Moxville home on Country Lane on Thursday. This all led to the Ashanti alert being issued out, and the deputy said that Iredell County Sheriff's Office informed them that the two bodies had been found Friday, and that the investigators were able to identify the bodies of those of Cynthia and Greg Goebel. Let's see. The weapon and the Ford truck were found at the scene, and the sheriff's units continue to process the scene on Country Lane in Iredell County. Sheriff's Office assisted by processing the scene where the Goebels' remains were found. Investigators said that there was no additional persons being sought in the case, and there is no continuing danger to the public. Well, what is the connection to the church, though? That's what I want to know.
So it was something about they stopped in at the church. They were like on I don't know. So like I seen it somewhere. They were like I think they were on like video surveillance going into that church or something.
Oh, okay.
I'll have to search.
You do that, researcher.
I will.
That's too much reading for me.
Okay. I'm just
I
trying.
can't believe you guys were questioning my knowledge of the case to begin with.
I wasn't questioning it.
I was, because I don't know nothing about it. So, let's see. Have you heard about Cheryl case out of France? Wife who was drugged by her husband and advertised 50 to 70 men who answered his ad. Oh, no, Margaret, I have not. Wow. Hold on.
Wait, what did Margaret say?
She said, "Have you heard about, I guess, a Shero case out of France? A wife who was drugged by her husband and advertised to have her ard by well over 50 to 70 men who answered his ad. The husband
Yeah.
pled guilty." Oh my.
I've been oh my goodness. I've been following that and this woman, oh my goodness. She had no idea this was happening to her. She thought that she was suffering from dementia
Uh-huh.
and she finally went into like what happened is finally one day she woke up and she had a totally different haircut. Her hair was like cut off and she had no memory of going to the salon. And her husband told her that she had went to the salon and got her hair cut. So
Uh-huh.
she goes to the doctor because she's thinking that she's got like the onset of dementia. They do blood work and it comes back. She's positive for every STD under the sun.
Wow.
And
Oh.
you know, there's certain STDs that will affect your brain, your
Mm-hmm.
thinking.
Yeah.
So then I'm trying to think of how it went from there to I think she somehow was like catching on to what he was doing to her. Um, And yeah, the things that he let these men do to her, y'all. Oh my goodness.
He's in jail now, right?
Oh yeah, yeah,
Oh, okay.
yep. I mean, awful, awful.
Oh, wow. So a Frenchman recruited dozens of strangers to R his wife.
Hmm.
That's crazy.
Oh,
What is
my
wrong with people?
God.
And he had been doing this for like 20 years or something, like a long time.
He was, the 71-year-old husband of 50 years.
Yep, yep.
So police say that between 2011 and 2020, Dominique routinely drugged his wife and invited strangers to join him in assaulting her, often filming the encounters.
Hmm.
Giselle had no memory of the attack, but will see many of them played in court as dozens of defendants go on trial.
Hmm.
I'd
Oh
Can you
arrest.
imagine having to see
God.
those videos?
And not even remember them happening to you.
Hmm.
Oh my God.
They said that she freaked out when they brought her in, into like the police station and played like the first video for her.
Uh-huh.
And she freaked out and didn't even like think that it could possibly be her in the video because she was like, I've been married to him for 50 years. There's no way he would do this to me, you know. But
Wow.
then she finally realized that, it was her. But then when she tested positive and there's no cure for some of the things she got.
That
Oh.
sounds like a P. Diddy thing.
It's bad. Yeah, it's just
Yeah,
bad.
that's what Kelly P just said. Does he know P. Diddy? Okay, so it says that he pled guilty to the charges, which according to the New York Times, included aggravated R, drugging, and the violation not only of his wife's privacy, but also his daughters and his daughter-in-laws. Police also found illicit photos of them when searching Dominique's devices. Oh my
Yeah, and he was part of this club group of men who
God.
who all do were they were doing this to their spouses.
Listen, I'm gonna run
And
for president, and I'm bringing back the DP for every person that's ever put their hands on a child, woman, man.
hmm.
Anything that has to do with the SA is done.
Yeah,
Yeah. Oh,
yeah,
I
that was
can't.
really awful when I heard about that one the other day. I couldn't believe it.
I oh
I
I
would
couldn't.
I would tell the jailers, you know what, you don't need to put him in prison, but just put me in a room with him.
Mm.
I can't imagine.
That
Can you
poor woman.
imagine? Yes, what she's when all of this is played out in court, and she's got to sit there and watch it with. I'm pretty sure everybody else in the courtroom watching it too, and she has no recollection of this even happening to her.
Yep.
And he let these men arrest her like whatever their certain fetish was. Some dressed her like, like a very, very old woman. Some dressed her, like he would advertise her like different ways according to their fetishes in their group that of these men who do this.
Oh my God, they had 3 children, 7 grandkids.
Hmm.
I'm gonna put this article in the chat.
It's terrible.
Yeah, read at your own discretion because, yeah,
Mm-mm.
that is it's awful and it's very sad.
I got a quick question just because Jaden's laying down. Does
Okay,
the pillow just go under his knee, or does his whole foot up to his knee need to be elevated?
I would put one under his ankle and one under his knee,
Okay, that's what I thought. Okay, let me go
just
tell
because
him.
if he has any slight bend in his knee, and you put it just under the ankle, then it's going to straighten that knee out.
Okay, all right, let me go tell him.
Okay, let's see.
He's not going to school tomorrow, so he's still awake.
Well, he shouldn't have to go tomorrow.
Yeah, he won't be going for a
Yeah,
while. Okay.
yeah, Margaret, I know what you're talking about. That's like here they have that on crash carts and in hospital emergency rooms. Oh y'all, my heart breaks for that woman.
I'd put her in a room with him and let her go at him.
I would. Oh yeah, for sure. Dreamcatcher says, "Gosh, what on earth did they get out of doing this?" Um, thrills,
There's no there's
ex- excitement. Um, they're disgusting.
yep.
I mean, that's the only two things I could think of that they they would get out of it, because nobody, obviously they have no morals, they have no compassion, they have no sympathy for people, because if they did, they wouldn't do this
Yeah.
to anybody. So, beginning around 2011, he is believed to have orchestrated more than 200 incidences, enlisting more than 90 men.
It's bad. I'm telling you that if I was her, I would just vigilante justice. That'd be it.
Where this happened at? What state?
And no, it was in France.
Oh,
Hmm.
France.
Yeah.
Oh.
So he, excuse me. So it says Dominique allegedly subjected the men to certain rules while they were in the couple's home. Usually, the men would wait nearby as Dominique drugged his wife and arrived at their house once she lost consciousness. They had to speak quietly, and to avoid arousing suspicion, they could not wear a perfume or show up smelling like tobacco smoke. Clothes were to be removed in the kitchen.
Wow.
Dude, over 200 times with over 90 men. Oh my god.
It's just terrible.
Okay, well I put the article in the chat, y'all. I'm gonna drop it in my Discord. Also, I'm not gonna keep reading it on here because
And you know that the one STD that affects your brain. I believe it's the you know the what I'm saying. I don't know if I can say that on.
syphilis.
That's it. Okay. Yeah, I
Yeah.
didn't know if we could say that on YouTube. Um, she had to have had that for a long time because I remember from studying from, the slaves in, back in all of that day, a lot of them had it. And I remember reading that I think it was like you have to have that for like a period of years for it to start
Mm-hmm.
affecting your brain the way it was like the problems that she was developing.
Hold on 1 second. I gotta answer something back real quick.
She's writing me a love note.
I guess I'll never understand why people do the things they do.
Me neither, Betty Joe. And I am not writing you a love note. I was answering a question back. Don't get your hopes up now, Avery.
So, just so you know, when I was putting the pillows under Jaden's leg, and I told him, I was like, it's a good thing Scarlett told us. And he said, well, tell Auntie Scarlett thank you since you didn't know what you're doing.
Did it make his leg feel better?
I don't know if it's made it feel better, but he sure told me I didn't know what I was doing.
I only know because oh my God, playing basketball, softball, and all that, I've injuries. So, yeah. You basically try every damn trick in the book to make it more
Yeah.
comfortable, because that brace he's got on, I
Yeah.
tell you, is very, very uncomfortable.
Oh, yeah.
And it's very tight. The tightness makes it feel better to a certain point. Like when my knee's swelling up and I put mine on, it makes it feel better, but it's still very uncomfortable.
Yeah, and his has these like metal things on the side that bend.
Yep. It kind of puts resistance on it a little bit when he tries to bend it. Yep.
Yeah. It's an expensive brace. It was $175. That's a very expensive brace.
It's a very good one, though.
Yeah.
Oh, wait. Kelly P said no, she is writing me one. Damn.
Well,
Kelly, you and Avery just going to go back and forth over who was getting a love note? And I wasn't even writing one.
Look, Kelly
baby.
P, I'm mad at you because I have invited you to my Discord like 10,000 times and
You're
you still
both
haven't
wrong.
accepted.
Wait, what is
Kelly's
it, Betty
wrong
Jo?
and Avery's wrong.
Oh,
Scarlett was
damn.
writing it to the baby.
There you go. Bubbles gets the love letter, yes.
That's right.
Okay, so wait, Kelly P is not in your Discord?
No, I've only invited her like 55,000 times.
Wait, can I send her an invite? Invite people. We are definitely not inviting that one.
Yeah, I've sent it to her.
Okay, Kelly, I just sent you one from Avery, so we ain't inviting that one either. Oh hell, let me get the hell out of here. I've even sent an invite that we don't need to send.
Yeah, please don't do that to me.
Kelly, it's like what?
Who are we not inviting?
Okay, resend to me now. Okay, so Kelly, I just sent it. Hey Scott, how are you?
Hey, Scott.
Okay, so Margaret said plenty of elevation and lots of ice, 20 minutes on, 40 minutes off.
Oh, over the brace?
No, you'd probably have to take the brace off. So did they tell him how long he has to keep the brace on before he can even take it off?
Well, see, he said like he wanted it on until he starts physical therapy. So I didn't even know whether to let him take it off at night, but he wanted it off. Like it was bothering him really bad. So
Yeah, he
it
shouldn't put it on.
it's off right now for the
Yeah,
night.
I
no,
can't believe they didn't give him
yeah, he
crutches.
shouldn't sleep with it on. It'll bother him.
And if he has to sleep on the side, he needs to put a pillow between his knees.
Hmm.
No, he can
Just
keep it off when he's sleeping. Just
just don't get up and do anything else with it off.
Yeah.
I can't believe they didn't give him crutches because I mean, he don't need to be putting
No.
weight.
Yeah, I didn't even think about that until you mentioned it.
You should have just took me to the doctor's appointment with you.
Oh, I
right.
know.
Come on, Avery.
Hey, I got a high five from the cute doctor because he was talking to Jaden like about his diet, and
Mhm.
he was like, so he's like, what do you eat? You know, and Jaden was telling him, and then Jaden was like, pork chops or steak or like all these different things, and then the doctor goes, so where do you get that from? And Jaden goes, my mom cooks every night, and that doctor gave me a high five, and he's like, do you know how little I hear that? It made me feel like all, good mom and everything.
Right.
Yeah. With those blue eyes he had looking at me.
Okay,
She's gonna get in
behave.
trouble. Okay, so Kelly is in.
Okay.
All right. Wait, am I? Yes, I'm on the right one. All right, so she's in there.
Okay. Yay.
I see you have other new people in there. I'm not gonna say who.
Yeah, I
Okay,
gotta go mark them. I have Avery's badasses and then Avery's boo things. And I have to go mark them and give them their colors.
okay. So wait a minute. I had a question about the colors. Which one am I? Because I'm purple.
You're a badass.
You're badass.
Avery's badass.
Okay. So wait a minute. So what does the pink mean?
Pink. I don't remember. That might be the boo things. Boo things.
Okay. I was just wondering.
Look, Vapor, I learned how to change people's names in there. Ooh, he gets
I saw that.
so irritated. Boy, he gets so irritated. I had him as Vapor Loves Kamala the other day.
Yep, I saw that. That was too funny. Wait, what is this?
Yeah, Vapors is green, ain't it?
He was green, but yeah, I think he's red now.
Oh.
Okay, Betty Jo, I answered you back.
Oh, you guys are messaging to each other?
Well, she asked the question in back chat.
Secret. Oh, back. Oh, I can see that.
Avery thought we didn't left her out.
Oh, okay. I was like, dang, y'all telling secrets right here in front of me.
No, I asked a question. You're such a dummy.
I know. I'm not ever with it anymore.
Okay, let me get back into my regular chat. How long have I been on here?
Betty Jo just laughed because she was thinking to herself, you've never been with it, Avery. I heard what she thought.
Wait, let's see. I will not be on. Reason mom visiting us tomorrow, leaving early 24 medical center for echo Doppler. And okay, Scott. Well, I hope that
Oh,
everything goes okay.
yeah. Prayers to you, Scott.
Yes, for sure.
Big, big prayers.
And Scott, if you can and you feel like it, whenever you know the results or whatever, can you let me know? Just so I'll know if you're okay or not.
Yeah.
Okay, Margaret says, I don't do Discord. I've gotten enough hate attacks on YouTube. I don't put up with that shit in my Discord, Margaret, so. Anyway.
So far, we haven't had a brawl in mine.
Sure about that?
Wait, wait. Oh, well, there was kind of one, but I ignored it.
Oh, God.
Yeah, come to think of it.
Betty Jo knows what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I just remember that. Y'all and your damn politics.
Y'all should be proud of me. I didn't say a word.
Oh, that one.
Hey, I want to ask you something, Avery. Why'd you take the politics channel down? I mean, the tab down.
Betty Jo, you already know the answer to that.
It's back up. I made two more. I made the one for the Biden, one for I mean not Biden, but Harris.
Oh my God.
No, Democrat, Republican. What?
Dreamcatcher said, I've had 2 surgeries on my wrist since I broke it the last time. Had a growth the size of a golf ball removed. My thumb is still numb.
Wow.
Oh.
Oh my God.
You know, and I think I've heard that you don't ever get that feeling back either. I think.
Well, I know that whenever my husband had cut his index finger, like right where the finger joins the hand, and then went down his hand towards his thumb,
Mhm.
his index finger on his right hand, he has no feeling of it, and he had to have surgery to have it put
Oh,
back together and all that, and he has no feeling in it at all.
yeah. I've heard when they operate on your wrist, they have to be like really careful because if they even just so much as manipulate a nerve, you can lose feeling in one of your digits.
Yeah, it is very, very. Trying to remember how they explained it with the doctor that did my husband's. It was you have to be very good at it. I'll put it that way.
Yeah. Oh, he had to have a tourniquet too, huh? On his arm for them to operate on his finger.
I wasn't in there whenever they did it. I know that they put stitches in it to begin with in the emergency room, which I didn't understand. But they didn't. Whenever they put the stitches, they didn't they didn't put a tube in it, a drainage tube, and then it ended up getting a bubble. And when the doctor comes in to take him to surgery, he's like, "Why the hell did y'all put the stitches in it? Why couldn't you just like cover it up and kind of hold it closed?"
Yeah.
And so I don't know if they did the tourniquet on him or not, but it was literally on that index finger where they had to do it.
Yeah, if they even operate just even on a finger, they have to put the tourniquet on. And if you're you're awake and just have like the twilight sleep, I've heard that tourniquet is more painful than the actual surgery afterwards.
I don't know. I just know that they had to be very careful with
Yeah.
this because of how small everything is in there. And then whenever he come out of surgery, they had him wrapped up from his elbow all the way down to past his fingers, and had to keep it straight and everything.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
No, I didn't have stitches. I had the glue.
Oh, damn. So Dreamcatcher's getting ready to have hip replacement surgery also in a couple of weeks.
Oh, and that's a very painful surgery too.
Everybody who's having surgeries or doctor visits or whatever, I hope everything turns okay for y'all. Yeah, hold on a minute, Kelly.
Yeah,
And I avoid surgeries at all costs. Like, they're talking about always operating on my back, and I'm like, nope.
No.
Yeah.
Everything, they always want to do something, and I'm like, nope. I have serious bad reactions to anesthesia every single time, and it just, I'm petrified of surgery.
Yeah, the last one I had was on my throat. That was 2017, April of 2017 when I had it done.
No, I don't like surgeries. I'm not doing it.
Yeah.
That's
Well,
like when I bottom teeth out, and I told them, I said I want to be numbed. I don't want to be asleep. Because if we're gonna do that, we ain't doing it.
see, I'm just trying to read everything.
And
The
then when I had
orthos.
eye surgery, you're awake, but you're awake but asleep. I don't know how to explain it.
Kelly, how are you?
Good. How are you?
Hi,
Doing
Kelly.
good.
Hi. Long time.
I
No
know.
talk.
I hadn't heard you up here in a while.
Oh, it's been, damn, almost a year.
I think
Yeah.
she's working all the time.
I am. I'm working 2 jobs.
Hmm.
Okay, I'm trying to catch up in chat real quick with everything everybody's putting in here.
Yep. I'm working full time still with the X, and then I'm working part time nights and weekends at the Home Depot.
Well, that's
Wow.
good.
Yeah, keeping you busy.
Can I watch Bubble Guppies?
Bubble
Bubble
guppies.
Oh,
guppies.
You like to watch Bubble Guppies?
I love bubble guppies.
she's so cute.
I don't know what bubble guppies are.
It's
They
like a
so
car.
cute.
Yeah, it's my favorite show I ever watched.
Aw.
Oh, you know what? Bubbles. Tell me what show this word is from.
And
Bubble
it's
nugget.
Mom.
Listen to Avery what she's telling you.
But
Listen,
tell me what show has a character that says bubble nugget.
what show is that?
Bubble Guppies.
But who says? Okay, I'm gonna go put it on for you.
Okay, I had to look up what bubble guppies was because I didn't know.
I use my purse.
I
What
should
do
be
you do to your
ashamed.
TV?
Turn it on. That's all.
She is too cute, y'all.
She is.
What?
Lord, Avery done went silent on us again.
Not my parents, just these dogs outside are barking, and I don't know if you can hear them or not.
I
Yeah, we can hear 'em.
barely. It's not enough to hurt anything.
Oh,
What?
okay.
What channel is your bubble guppies on?
Cartoon Network.
Is it on Disney?
Mm. Well, I
Cartoon
hope you
Network.
feel better.
Dreamcatcher, I hope everything turns out good with that as well. That's going to be probably a major change, but a major improvement as well.
Yeah.
But hip surgeries are no joke. But it's crazy that they will make you like they'll do a hip surgery, and then like the next day you're at walking. They're making you walk.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
crazy.
Yeah.
I'd be like, I just had major surgery. I need a few days to recuperate.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sleeping.
Yeah. See you later.
Right.
Have you guys been so? I know Scarlett. You said you were kind of keeping up with the um, reports on Delphi on Twitter. Have you seen all the evidence that is pointing in the opposite direction of Richard Allen?
I haven't seen like. Okay, so here's the thing. I've the ones that I have seen that are reporting on that trial, I
Mhm.
don't follow. So whenever I see them, for some reason, it just ends up on my feed. So whenever I come across one of this, like, been in the courtroom and posting stuff, I start following them, and so then I learn what they have learned. Um, the only thing that I have seen so far is the video or the photos that was showed of the two girls
Mhm.
at the crime scene and how their bodies were and how they passed. I'm
So
trying to watch what I say here just
yeah,
because they're kids. That's
so,
really the
so
only
far,
thing.
this is what's come out so far. It turns out that Abby had um, human hair, which contained the root of the hair strands, wrapped around her fingers that do not belong to Richard Allen.
Okay,
Oh
so
wow.
I did see that, but I
Then,
want. But let me ask you this: they're walking on the bridge that day. Both of the girls
mhm,
are.
uh-huh,
Wouldn't she have realized that she had hair wrapped around her fingers?
right. So I think she
She
like
probably yanked it.
yeah, like um oh, what is the word they
Like a self-defense type.
self defense, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then it came out that two separate um cutting instruments were used, one serrated, one not.
Mm.
The three witnesses that they had have testified that the man that they seen was not Richard Allen.
Wow.
Um,
Really?
it's been a lot. Like there's nothing linking him. It's mind blowing.
So what are they gonna do?
I bet you they'll dismiss it. Watch.
I don't know what they're, and they have they have confessions written, written by him and given verbally, over 60 of them. But he also confessed to unaliving his wife and his child, unaliving, like he confessed to basically everything under the sun.
Uh,
Like, so,
I wonder
you
if
know,
he'll take the stand.
I don't know. Oh, and then they have him on video surveillance leaving that area at 2:15 p.m., but the crimes happened afterwards. And so I just, there's so much that is pointing to it not being him.
well, in the picture of, I don't remember which one, but y'all will know what picture I'm talking about. I don't remember which girl it is. Um, but one of the girls is taking a picture of the other girl
Mhm,
on the bridge. In the background, at the start of the bridge, like way back behind them, it
mhm.
looks like there's two people
Oh,
standing back
really?
there. Have y'all saw that?
No, I
I'll
Mm-mm.
haven't.
have to see if I can find it. I saw it on Twitter.
I
Hold
think
on,
I
let
know
me
which
answer
one you're
this.
talking about. With the two people standing like off in the
Yes,
distance.
to begin with, they said that they thought that was Richard Allen, where he was coming onto the bridge following the girls, and they just happened to get a picture of it.
Hmm.
But to me, it looks like there's two people standing down there, and it very well could just be one person and maybe a shadow uh, this beside of him that looks like another person. But to me, it looks like two people.
Oh, and the bullet that they found that they said matched the bullet that they found at his residence.
Uh,
Well, turns out it's a very generic type of bullet, and lots of people have those. So there's not actually a tie to any of his weapons because it was unspent. And so there's just no way to even prove that it actually was his,
Right.
other than it's the same kind of bullet that he has.
So you're saying, let me understand. So the bullet that they found
Hmm.
doesn't match the
Weapon.
pew pew because it's a generic made bullet?
No. It's a I mean generic in terms of like a lot of people use those bullets.
Oh, okay.
But they can't prove they can prove that he has those same kind of bullets at his house, but they can't prove that that particular bullet
Came
belonged to
from him.
him.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Because a lot of
And
people buy it.
yeah,
That's a lot.
and
Okay.
since the girls weren't unalived with a bullet, it doesn't even really make much sense.
Yeah, because I was getting ready to say neither one of them were with the weapon like
And
that.
I listened to an interview from Richard Allen's the first defense attorney that he had, and that man said that Richard Allen is one of his first clients that he can actually say 100% without a doubt that he's an innocent man, and he said he can't say that about most of his clients. And he said that he does believe that it was an Odinism sacrifice. And then he goes really into detail about the guards having like an Odinism tattoo on one of them had a tattoo on their face, the patches. He was talking about how they went to lunch that day and there was a Jeep in front of them, and on the spare tire on the back of the Jeep was an Odinism thingy.
What is Odinism, a cult?
Yeah. So there's like good, I guess there's, from my understanding, there's good Odinists and bad Odinists.
So like good Christians and bad ones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm a hypocritical Christian because I cuss and I'm perverted, but I love God.
That's one way to explain it. Uh, okay, so Sweet Melissa
Excuse me.
said, Scarlett, I heard one man in the background, but I honestly do not believe that he did it. I wish that this would have been a case that I would have kept up with more. I never did. And then
I
when,
think it should be televised.
yeah, why is it? Well, I mean, I can kind of understand why it's not because of it being two minors. Um, but I also think that there are ways that they could, like, the photos that they showed of the girls at the crime scene.
So
They
it's
could
not
have.
being televised.
No, I thought it was, but Avery and them were saying that it's not going to
No,
be,
it's
or
not.
that it's not. But I do also think that there is ways that they could
I wonder
uh,
why not though.
live stream it, but not show all of that, if that makes sense. Like all the
Yeah.
pictures and because
So,
the way they describe the girls, it's not something that
yeah.
should be put on TV at all.
So
Probably.
let me tell you how they came up with Richard Allen as a suspect. This is the most ridiculous thing ever. So the day that happened, the crimes happened, Richard Allen was out there. When he left and later on he heard, what had happened out there, he went back and talked to one of the park rangers and told him, hey, I was here, and basically told him like what he's seen, who he's seen. And that officer took like a I don't know, an incident report or witness report or something. So that report somehow got shuffled around, and right before they arrested Richard Allen, they were back digging through the case files, came across that paper where the witness statement, and they were like, "Oh, who's this guy? This guy says he was there," and boom, they arrested him.
Jeez.
That's how they came up with him as a suspect. It was no
That's
tips,
something.
wasn't a tip, it wasn't a lead, it wasn't DNA. It was
But see,
literally they found the form of him coming forward and saying, "Hey, I was here, and this is what I seen and didn't see."
it doesn't make no sense because his DNA is not there,
Nope, no DNA, nothing.
and they found hair in one of the girl's hands that's not even a man.
Nope, it's female.
Oh, really?
And if there was two separate cutting items used, one serrated, one not, you would think that would have to be two people. I
Was
mean, I would.
were either one of them essayed? Did
No,
they say? Oh,
Yeah.
no.
good.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
it
mean,
was.
if they were, they never said they were.
Yeah, it was just very violent how they
Hmm.
Yeah, because they screwed
were.
up so many times that they had to come up with a suspect.
That's what I feel like.
For
Yeah.
5 years, you didn't find anybody, anything, and then all of a sudden, you got to come up with a suspect.
Yep. That's what I feel like. I truly feel in my heart and have for so long that he's totally innocent. So back when whenever he was first arrested, and the person that I was talking to did he paid to have a voice analysis done with the down the hill voice, and did a comparison to Richard Allen and a comparison to Ron Logan, and it did not match Richard Allen at all. And then he became the fact-finding investigator for the defense, so I couldn't ever get any more information after that.
He probably confessed because he was pressured into confessing.
Well, yeah, that's when he was just speak. Oh, now the train's going by. Can you guys hear that? The
No.
train?
I don't hear
Okay.
anything.
Okay. I think they were torturing him to the point where he was giving all these confessions. Like,
I mean, well, look what he was living in. I mean, the way they had it was disgusting.
yeah. And once they moved him, now he's kind of like he's put some weight back on. He's able to walk. He's, more. I hate to use the word normal, but he looks a lot more normal.
So the judge won't even allow a sketch artist in the courtroom?
So I don't know about that. The judge wouldn't allow the two sketches that they had out for all those years of who they thought the suspect was. She wouldn't allow those sketches in.
Okay, because Sweet Melissa said the judge won't even allow a sketch artist.
Oh, in the court. Yeah, for some reason, Judge Skull shut everything down. I feel like she's in on it.
Hey, Cats, how are you?
Sounds like
I
they.
heard that there was a lot of issues with her.
I don't
Sounds
like
like
her.
she's corrupt, just like Canton police.
Like some of the police officers, they're like, I don't know, it's kind of sketchy. Like they're
And the Canton case has gotten crazy because now all of a sudden, whatever that data thing is in your vehicle that
Metadata or
yeah,
something.
for Karen Reed, they said it was destroyed. Well, now all of a sudden it's fixed and fine, and they're running it.
yeah, that's
Isn't that weird?
yeah.
No, it's called
Yeah,
they were lying out their ass.
because they want her to be so guilty. Oh,
Can't wait to hear the results of that.
it's gonna come back that shows that she had nothing to do with it.
Okay.
I'm telling you, them police officers in her case,
Hmm.
they are some big time lying ass fools
Yeah,
that are gonna get caught.
yeah.
Yeah, I wish I would have just kept up with that case a little bit more.
The Delphi case.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
But it was crazy because, Leilani, Sarah's, and then Delphi's all started at the same time, basically.
Yep.
Oh, I know. Yeah.
I need 3 TVs so I can watch all 3 of them at the same time.
Yep.
Well, I put Sarah on my TV, Leilani on my laptop.
Well, maybe I need to do that. TV, computer, phone. That might work.
Mhm.
I mean, I am a good
Yeah.
multitasker, so.
And when this news about the Odinist and Odinism first broke, I was in people's chats saying, "No, nobody practices Odinism anymore. This is BS. that it's not even a thing anymore. I was
Um, do
arguing.
do you remember? Not Kylie Rodney, the girl right after Kylie, that was from the same area.
Oh
Uh,
yeah.
she was at her aunt's house and she ended up leaving in the
Yeah.
middle of the night, and they
Yeah.
found her. Uh,
In the field or something like that.
yeah, and they
Yeah.
said that she had substances in her system that made her run, and she thought she was hot and all this and that.
Yeah.
Do you not remember that her boyfriend? Yes, Vapor the redhead. Her boyfriend's mother was it a pagan?
Mhm.
And there was like I did a whole live on that,
Mhm.
on the paganism and
Yeah.
all that
Yeah.
that was going on in that area. So yes, people still
Oh
are
yeah, I know they do
into
now.
all of
Yeah.
that.
I know they do now, but when that first broke, I was arguing it down. I was like, nobody practices that anymore. I mean, I was
Yes.
literally arguing it, and then I started seeing documents and from the case files and stuff that were being shared with me, and I was like, holy crap, this really is still, like
Because
I was mind blown.
yes, because there was some stuff that was brought up in Kylie Rodney's case that was, I want to say it was the pagans as well. Um, oh, but I can't. Hold on, let me get Kelly back up here. She fell off. Because I remember when they had the celebration of life for
Hmm.
Kylie, that there was a lady that was walking around there in a cloak. Um,
Yeah,
and there was some stuff that was brought up about that, but for sure, the girl's name wasn't Destiny, was it?
I know who you're talking about. I know which girl. And Baber and King were filling me in on a lot of that stuff about the Kylie Rodney case because I didn't know of any of that stuff about the cults and stuff.
Oh yeah, there was a lot of stuff that was brought up about her mom,
Mhm.
lodge, and the stuff that she was doing, and the cards, and like would
Yeah.
have a group of young girls there, and there was a picture of all these young girls holding these different cards with
Mm,
these different, I don't know what they would be called. They wouldn't
mhm.
even be tarot cards. They were some kind of cards though that was like that. So yeah, there was like a whole big issue uh, in that case, but then it spilled over to the other girl. Yes, Trinity Backus. Thank you. It spilled over to Trinity's
Mhm.
case because they were literally neighbors. The two
Yep.
cases,
Wow.
they were very. I think Trinity was it Grass Valley?
Grass
Was
Valley.
that was where Trinity was from, and then uh,
I know
um,
exactly where that is.
okay, so where Trinity was from Grass Valley, Kylie was from Truckee, or
Mhm.
the Truckee area. They were literally right there, close
That's
together.
like that Truckee and Grass Valley are like an but basically an hour apart.
Yeah, they're not far from each other at all.
I'm
And it was like all of this, and so Kelly, you know where that area is, and stuff like that. So like all of that stuff goes on up there.
That's just so wild to me that people. If this dog across the street does not stop barking, I'm gonna go
there's a
give it a
lot
little
of
sugar.
Oh,
there's a
he's
lot
fine.
of drugs and stuff that goes up in Grass Valley and stuff.
Hmm.
Upper Grass Valley. But
Hey, I think the dog heard me. He stopped.
I mean, I could hear him barking, but it wasn't loud enough to hurt anything.
it's gorgeous up there. So
Yeah, there was one girl in Trinity's case, and I forgot how she was connected to the case, but she got in trouble. Did she run over somebody or something? Oh, I can't remember now. It's been so long ago, but it wasn't that long after Kylie's case that Trinity's happened.
That cult stuff is
do you,
not for me. You mentioned
is there
cult, I'm gone.
is there an address for Grass Valley?
For Trinity,
Trinity back is there an address?
I could probably find it. I don't. I would have to go through my notes. I probably got it written down, but because this being a new computer, I don't have it on this one.
Hmm.
But I know it was in Grass Valley. I do remember that. Um, and where she had ran away from, there was a was it a weed farm that was across the road from it? I believe it
There's
was
a
at
weed farm, honey. There's a weed farm on every damn corner.
yeah.
Let me tell you.
There was
It, yeah.
one right across the road from where she ran off from, and I believe in the backyard of the people's house that she was at. Um, shit, I can't even remember what her mama's name is now.
Everybody up there grows weed.
And you said she was getting hot and cold?
She had her okay, so her and her friend had stayed at I think it was just a friend of her mom's that she called her aunt, and they had taken some substances, and I guess it made her feel like that she was hot. It was actually cold up there during that time, and when they found her, she didn't have any clothes on.
Princess Lena, I resemble that remark.
Hey, Princess Lena. What was her cause of death?
Was it hypothermia?
Oh,
I don't have to hold on.
It gets cold up there.
yeah.
It's in the foothills.
I want to say that hypothermia played. Well, now they say on here. Okay, so according to the Nevada County Sheriff's Office, Trinity Backus' cause of death is unknown. Her body was discovered in a densely forested river drainage area about a half a mile north of her aunt's residence, where she was last seen. Okay, so the sheriff's office reported that there was nothing unusual about her death, and that the coroner's division will be conducting a full investigation, including an autopsy. I could have thought though that it had something to do with hypothermia.
What
Because
You
time
know
of year
what?
was it?
okay, so Kylie's started in August. So Trinity's was okay. So November the 13th of 2022 is when they found her deceased.
Oh,
Just as
wow.
it's getting cold
Yeah,
up there.
And how old was she?
15 or 16.
I think 16.
Yeah, she was.
Wow.
It was. There was a lot of similarities between her and Kylie's case.
Oh, wow.
That is true. Vapor said, "Tell me how she got where she did with no shoes or clothes, but yet no scratches or cuts. When she was found, was full of where she was found was full of thorn bushes and rocks."
Oh, wow.
I still think that the aunt's boyfriend has something to do with it. I will always think that.
Yep,
Mm-mm.
I agree.
I wonder what high school she went to.
Let me see. I will get. You're in my Discord, right?
The reason why I'm asking all these questions, I am not going to. I know exactly where it's at. I lived up there for a while, so I know kind of what's in that area. So I'm curious.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna send you an article that has her aunt's name in it. Okay, so wait, she disappeared from her aunt's house in Nevada City late Wednesday.
So I know where that is. Okay, so it's upper Grass Valley.
I still say the boyfriend did.
I still think that he has something to do with it too. Hold on.
That dang dog started again.
I don't hear it.
What are you?
He must be
Oh, that's
after
interesting.
a squirrel or something. Well, it's nighttime.
Ain't gonna be a squirrel. It's nighttime.
Maybe he's just stupid. I don't know what he's doing over there.
Hold on, I'm looking for something real quick.
Avery's hearing things.
No.
Yes.
You have to hear him barking.
I don't hear anything.
I hear a little bit of bark.
I can barely hear it.
See, Betty Joe, I'm not hearing things. Oh,
It's better than hearing a baby.
Are you talking about my bubbles?
No. Why would I? She left me. She don't sleep with me no more.
Yeah, Betty was just, she's heartbroken over that.
I know. I
She is.
know it. She says, I'm a big girl now.
She doesn't love me. She says, I gotta sleep in my bed now. I'm a big girl.
Can y'all imagine, though, when she goes to school?
Mm-mm. Betty Jo's going to be walking her to school. She's going to be walking her to every class.
Yep.
She's going to be her bodyguard coming in
Yep.
and out of each class.
Yep.
Watch.
I
So,
am. And I dare somebody to look at her wrong or say something to her wrong.
We're going to need bail money for Betty Jo.
Or she graduates high school and she moves out and goes to college. Yeah, Betty Jo's gonna lose it.
hmm
Yep. I am. You're right.
Yeah, I was thinking about that the other day. I was like, my goodness, 4 more years. Jaden will be 18. I'm not going to have anybody. I'm just going to be a lonely old soul with dogs. I
Okay, so
mean,
King Scarlet. Okay, she said, remember it turned out not to be a relative but a friend of the mom's. Are you talking about the one that she was calling her aunt? Is that what you're talking about? Because I do remember that she wasn't really her aunt. She just called her aunt. And then,
Yeah, I think she was her mom's best friend or something.
yeah, had known her basically her whole life, and she just called her aunt. And then the aunt's boyfriend was also there with Trinity and Trinity's friend that night. Okay, so that's what King Scarlet was talking about. All right. I was confused there for a second. But yeah, Margaret, it was two different cases. We was talking about Trinity's, but also Kylie's, because like I said, they were literally just right there
They're in 2
together.
different counties, just so you know.
Yes, two different counties, but so close to each
Yeah.
other.
Mm-hmm.
And Kylie, her case started in August of 2022, where Trinity started November. So it was just like one after the other.
And it's like an hour different. I mean, an hour drive up there. So from Grass Valley to Truckee is about an hour on a good day.
But it's all still, is it like, it's still the same type of uh, terrain?
Foothills, yeah. A
Okay.
lot of hills and stuff like that.
Okay.
A lot mountain is mountainous, mountain area.
Okay. Yeah.
So you have to try. So like to get from Grass Valley to Reno, you would go through Truckee, and it's like a lot of curves and hills and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Vapor knows. He knows how it is up there.
Right. I don't know. That was two weird cases close together within a few months of each other.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It was
But I
very,
don't know if
very
Placer
weird.
County and Nevada County cops talk to each other and all that stuff with cases. I don't know if they share information like that.
Well, see, Kylie lived in Placer County, but she went missing in, wait, Truckee's in Nevada County, right?
Nope, Truckee's in Placer.
Okay, she lived in Nevada County, went missing in Placer County.
Where does she live?
Shit. Let me hold on. Let me get the address of the
'Cause
lodge.
I thought she lived in Truckee.
Hold on. What was the name of the lodge? Oh shit. Hold on. Okay, Kelly running case, because her grandfather had the lodge.
Right.
and it was down in. It wasn't in. It was like south of Truckee. Hold on. Vapor would know what. Okay, let me see if I can find it. Because I remember the lodge, like you couldn't get to it during the wintertime.
Because of the snow.
Yeah, because of all the snow. Hold on. This is what I need on my notes back.
Crazy.
Vapor. Okay, so in Kylie's case, where was the lodge? Where was it at? And do you remember the name of the lodge? I'm gonna find it here in just a second. All of my notes are in notebooks.
Got about 100 notebooks.
At least, oh God, I don't know how many notebooks worth of notes that I had on that case.
It's called the Lost Trail Lodge.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, so Vapor said just southwest of Truckee, in the county south of the county that Truckee is in. Okay.
Placer.
Okay, so yes, the Lost Trail Lodge, owned by Kylie Ronnie's grandfather, David Robertson, located in Truckee. They're saying it's located in Truckee. Specifically, it is situated approximately 12 miles from where Kylie vanished near the Foster family campground.
If you did a Google Earth map, you would see how thick the trees and how thick it is up there as
Yes,
far as mountains and stuff like that.
because I've done the Google Maps during Kylie's case around the lodge and all that, and around where she went missing, and you could barely see the lodge
Mm-hmm.
from the trees. And there was the lodge had a website, Facebook, or something like that, where they had a lot of pictures on it, and it was uh, some during the snow time and some when there wasn't any snow on the ground, and you could tell like they would be like on a cliff of a place close to there. Uh, I'm trying to think of how to explain it, but yeah, you could tell it was a lot of mountains.
Yeah, very thick.
King Scarlet, King Scarlet says, "How can we forget the Lost Trail Lodge?" I didn't forget about it. I just forgot the name. That's all.
Oh, we won't forget now. It's got the word lost in it.
I know, but do y'all understand though how much time I put into that case? Like
I do.
a lot, a lot of time. Hey, they got an Instagram.
Didn't they sell the lodge?
I think so, but the Instagram has the same pictures that their Facebook had. But let me see when this last one was. Oh shit! I gotta log in so I can see it. What the heck?
Or they were trying to sell it or something like that?
Yeah, I can't remember if it ever sold or not. I don't know. It is. There's just a lot of weirdness that happened at that lodge too. Okay, it was on the tip of my tongue. Thank you. Yeah, it's in a wooded area. But either way, it the two cases were, even though they were an hour apart, they were still so close together. Uh,
They were
with
like similar.
yes, there was a lot of similarities, and just from August to November difference in the two, and it was like, could they be connected? That type of
Mm.
thing. See, they were yeah, I know that they were trying to sell it. I don't know if they ever did or not. I don't know that her mama's kind of weird too, a little bit. And that friend of her mama's, oh my god, that woman there. But anyway,
Sounds like a peach.
Oh,
I'm
she
I'm
was.
quiet. I'm quiet because I'm eating waffles.
Wait, was that her name? No. Wait, who was the ribbon? Something ribbon. That one was Kylie's mom, I think. Vapor, I think, or was the other? Lindsay was either that one or the ribbon
Lindsay was
one,
Kylie's.
and then the her friend, the weird one, uh, she had changed her name also, but I can't remember what it was. She might have been the ribbon one, something ribbon. I can't remember. Let's see. Oh, Kylie's mama lives in Grass Valley, or the friends. I don't know. I quit keeping up with the friends. She was too damn weird for me. Like when I say weird, that woman was. She was like beyond Sarah Boone.
Explains a lot.
Just the shit that she had on her Facebook was nasty. So they got kicked out of the live. See, I haven't been keeping up with it, with what's going on with the people that is associated with Kylie's case.
Hmm.
Too much weirdness.
Yeah, there was a lot of weirdness going on up
I
there.
resemble that remark, King Scarlet.
Restraining order, and Tony got arrested for trying to come. Yeah, he was a little weird too. The stepdad.
So if I have time, if I could get an address to the places where you guys are talking about in Grass Valley, I can maybe go up there sometime, maybe take a little video or a little picture or something like that and show you what you, if you guys
Okay.
want. I just
Okay.
need to plan it out and know where to get, where I'm going and stuff like that.
All right.
But
Yeah, I will. I've got notes on Trinity's case also. I know that I've got that address wrote down here somewhere because I remember looking that up on Google Maps as well of the
mhm,
area that she went missing from.
'cause
Sweet Melissa, yes, I do remember. There was a picture that I showed on one of my lives of a group of young girls. I think, well, they might have been like young teenage girls, where they were all holding those cards in like a group. I mean, in a circle. And those cards, I forgot what they were, what type of cards they were, because I don't know about like these different decks of cards that they have and all that. But they were, yeah, a lot of people said stuff about the rituals. In Trinity's case, like
what
I said,
school?
uh,
Vapor.
he's talking about me that Miss Beck, um, I had to call the school that she worked at
Mm.
because of shit that she had on her Facebook.
What school?
Oh God, that's another look in my notes thing.
Okay.
During that
Oh,
time, everything went into notebooks.
oh, private school Vapor. Okay. I was going to ask if it was Nevada Union or Colfax, but if it was private, some
Yeah,
charter school.
yeah.
Okay.
Uh, I don't remember the name of it. But yes, Tiff, the guy, the principal or whatever he was there. Yes, he did try to trick me. He thought he was looking smart, and he wasn't. Oh wait, Vapor's gonna go find it. Cause see that he was. That's when Vapor had started coming into the chat. Whenever the whole
Tarot
Hallie
cards.
Roddy case started. Yeah, he thought he was gonna be slick with that one.
What'd you do? I didn't hear about it.
Okay, so this woman that was friends with Kylie's mama, she had some pictures posted on her Facebook of kids that was not good pictures. And I'm not talking about like one or two pictures. She had probably well over 100 pictures. And I can't believe that Facebook even allowed these pictures to be on there. I don't know if somebody, I think I know who it was, got in touch with her and said that I was talking about her and the pictures that was on the Facebook. And she went and made it private. And I ended up calling the school. I'm sorry, King Scarlet. And I talked to the principal. I told him what was on there. He said that it was unacceptable. He was like, "But can you send those pictures to me?" I was like,
shit.
"Yeah, dude, I'm not that fucking stupid." You know what I'm saying? He was like, "Yeah, could you just email them to me?"
So
Yeah,
that you-
I'm fixing to incriminate myself to get your teacher out of trouble. Okay, yeah, dude. Like, let's be real.
Not today.
Yeah,
Not
not that
today.
dumb. King Scarlet said, "You are going to piss us off all over again over this 2 cases."
I'm back. More syrup ended up on my shirt than in my mouth, but my waffles were really good.
And you didn't share. I'm
But I
sad.
didn't. I didn't share. But man, I eat like a 5-year-old.
I want a divorce.
This is pitiful.
I'm upset. I didn't get no waffles.
I know. She didn't even share with us.
It's after 12 o'clock. I haven't eaten like
How rude.
8 hours.
Oh my gosh, it's almost 2:30 in the morning.
It's
Scarlett,
freaking
you're
on.
wild, but always keeping me up half the dang night.
Like you got something. What do you got to do?
Sleep.
Yes, sweet Melissa. Are you talking about in? Well, it would be in both cases. I forgot what it was called in Kylie's case, but it was the pagans and trinities. But somehow they were both connected with each other in that sense with the religion stuff. And okay, so Avery, I'm upset now because I'm not wild. Um, Usually I don't stay up this late unless
I'm
I'm
just
live.
It
teasing
is
you.
The
20.
only charter school I see in Grass Valley is there's Grass Valley Charter School. There is Yuba River, no,
What?
Twin Ridges.
I don't think that one was it either. And I will have to pull the notebooks out.
No, it just sounded like somebody whistled.
Wasn't me.
No, I'm outside.
And
You're
with it,
hearing things.
with all the
Joe,
changes,
be careful.
with all the changes up there with charter schools and stuff, it could easily be closed by now. There's
I
been
will
so
have
many
to
different.
find it. Like I said, I've got it in notebooks. All of those notebooks from those 2 cases were put in a box together. I will just have to find that box and go through them
What
to
is
get the name.
what is Kylie Rodney's mom's name again? I know she's under like a weird name on
Lindsay.
Facebook.
Lindsay Rodney Neiman. Is her name.
Neiman. Okay, that's it.
Yeah, she. What paper say it was Lola Bill Johnson or something like that on Facebook.
So I have a question. So the one, what was it? Not Rodney, but the other one.
Trinity.
Yeah. Who investigated that case? Was it the sheriff or was it Grass Valley PD?
I believe it was the sheriff.
Okay.
And the
Because I know
coroner.
people on Grass Valley PD. That's why I was asking.
No, they might have helped in the search, but I believe that was county sheriff that it had to go through because of where it was at. But the coroner that did Trinity's autopsy was also the same coroner that did Kylie's autopsy.
That's suspicious.
And if I remember correctly, that same coroner had issues way before that
Nice.
with some another case that he had to do an autopsy for. See, he shouldn't have it. No, he really shouldn't because that one the man. It's God. It's been so long, but it seems like he had lied about the autopsy or something like that, and the man ended up going to jail, and he was innocent.
Hmm.
Like I said, it's been so long ago. I mean, it hasn't been that long ago, but it has.
Right.
And there's the whole Idaho fort because I literally went from Kylie to Trinity while still doing Kylie straight into Idaho 4. And y'all know how much crap we went through with Idaho 4's case.
Oh, every night.
Yeah, for me to try to remember everything that happened 2 years ago.
Can you believe it's been 2 years? That's crazy.
Oh, I know. Because I
Remember last year about this time we were so pissed off that they did a continuance. Oh,
we didn't get the trial.
yeah, we
I
were
got my
so
eye
mad.
for
Oh,
this
wait,
prize.
so you know what? That trial was supposed to start. Was that October the 1st of last year?
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh
It was
my
October 1st or
God.
2nd of last year. It was supposed to start. And we were all pissed off because he waived his stupid speedy trial
Yep. Because
right or whatever it was.
that's when I got my eyes fixed. I got
I
my eyes
don't.
fixed September and October.
Yeah, because you wanted it done before the trial started so you could watch it.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God, it doesn't seem like it's already been a year.
Yep. I go to the eye doctor's on the 28th.
Oh my, because I remember I had to read all of the court documents because Betty Joe couldn't see them to read them. So I would have to read them all so she
Yep.
would know what
I
they all
remember.
said. And I sit there, I didn't give a damn if it had 50 pages.
Nope. She read every
I
one of
read every single one of them.
I
But
think
yet,
she skipped a few just because, like when you're a parent and your child gives you this book to read at nighttime and you skip a bunch of pages to get through to the end of the
oh no,
story.
I read every
No,
single page.
Scarlett read every
I
single
had it
page.
pulled up on the screen where everybody could see it. I read every single page. And some of those documents were long.
Yep.
And
They
yeah,
were.
that's true. The computer went out and I lost everything that I had on that computer.
The other
I
night,
still have a lot of notes for it too though.
I read all the documents for Elijah View, and
Mm-hmm.
I just about had lockjaw by the time I was done. That was so much.
I mean, after a while though you kind of get used to it because I was literally doing it every single night because every
Yeah.
day during that time there was something new coming out in the Idaho 4.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Oh
Every,
yeah, that's true. I'm not used to reading, talking. That I mean, I'm a talker, but that was a lot. And I was like, "Hey, Betty Joe, you want to read?" And she's like, "I can't see that."
I can't. I couldn't see it.
You guys know that if they start that trial next September, by the time they're done with it, it'll be the what 3-year anniversary of the Idaho 4.
Mm-hmm.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah, next month will be
2.
2 year.
2 years. Yeah,
Yep.
Yeah.
that's crazy.
Yep.
Time flies.
Yes, it's so hard to
I
believe because
do have to
all
say
of.
I like the new judge though. He don't
Oh yes, I do too.
Yeah.
he don't mess around in him and haw and ask his wife what he should do or whatever. He like judge. He was a he. I'm not gonna say it, but
I
he
just
was a
don't think his
wuss.
heart was in it.
I don't either.
He's like him and a Han. This judge was like this, and this needs to be done by this date, and we're gonna have trial by this date. get your shit in a row and let's go.
Yep.
Yeah, I like the new judge a lot better.
Yeah, I do too.
I think Judge was just bored.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's what it was.
It's like he tried to be he wanted to be fair with both sides, but it was like he didn't want to rule against something.
Right.
Like
Yeah.
he always had, I'll give you my answer at a later date. I
And
got
it was like that every single time on every single thing that came before
yeah,
him.
like he
Mm-hmm.
had to look it up or something every single time to make sure it followed in with the law and
Right.
And he would take weeks and
yeah,
weeks. To,
Remember how long we had to wait on the cameras being in the courtroom?
yeah.
yes. Yeah.
Yeah. It was like a damn,
Oh Lord,
either
King
you do or
Scarlet.
you don't. I mean, come on.
And see that's another thing. Okay, court TV and Law and Crime, they all have cameras in these courtrooms in Sarah's trial
Hmm.
and Leilani's trial. They put them on them. They put the cameras on them.
Mm-hmm.
I don't understand why it was an issue of the cameras being on Brian Koberger.
Because
Because they just want to find something to complain about.
he's arrogant.
That's it.
It's like these defense attorneys don't mind that their client is on camera. Why should
They got Sarah Boone the other day. Whenever I believe it was during open statements, they were getting whenever they first got the suitcase out the very first time. It might have been after opening statements. As they're taking the suitcase out of the box, she's laughing, and they got it
yeah,
on camera.
yeah.
You're kidding.
I swear, I got the
Oh my
screenshot.
gosh.
I have the screenshot. Hold on, I'll show it.
I miss that.
Yeah. She was
Right,
and the thing is, you don't hear her defense attorneys
right
screaming,
there.
hollering.
Good
There,
grief.
there's the box with the suitcase in it, and they
Yeah,
caught her laughing, and you see the
smiling.
other two looking at her
Yep,
like, "Why the fuck are you laughing?"
Yeah.
they sure are. Wow.
Not a laughing manner, but
No,
they have no they they got the cameras on her.
I mean they have her turned around in her seat, talking to people in the gallery,
Yeah,
like holding conversations with
because
them.
I think she was warned about doing that too.
Yeah, I
About
think they
turning
ended up
around.
getting onto her that she could
Yeah,
only talk to her attorneys, and that was it.
yeah.
You know, why is it that in Brian Cober's case, the camera can't be on him, but like Leilani's case, the camera has been on
On
Pointed
her?
straight in
time.
her face.
Yeah, I don't understand.
That, that's what I'm saying. What makes him any better than the rest of these ones that are in court?
Because
Yeah,
they want something to complain about. Because Leilani is like she said is pointing straight at her while she's sitting at her table.
Mm-hmm.
Sarah's is behind her, but the only time we've got to see her straight in her face is when she's on the stand.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Oh,
who
hey,
else?
do you guys know who Dr. G is? Dr. G explains he's the
Oh, the court or the medical examiner.
no, he's a psychologist. He's a
Oh well,
Dr.
body
Grande.
language.
Dr.
I have
Grande.
no idea.
He reads body language. He does a lot with recovery addict. He does a lot of like he did like Mendez brothers and just anybody. He just reads their body language.
Are
He
you
there's a
talking
new
about?
video out now
Are
where
you
he
talking
did
about Dr. Grande?
no Dr. G.
I
He
haven't
goes
heard
by
of him.
Dr. G explains,
Oh,
and he's done a lot of um body language videos with different people that have been on trial to show when they're lying, when they're not being honest and stuff like that. He's really good. Really, really good.
Yeah, he
Oh, okay. So when you said Dr. G, I was thinking about the woman that is the medical examiner. Uh, y'all may know who I'm talking about. She had a show where it was like real live cases where she would have to do autopsies, and she would explain what she was doing and what she found during the autopsies. And she had like a weird last name, and everybody calls her Dr. G.
This is a guy.
Okay, yeah.
hmm.
I don't know if you're
He
talking about.
started doing it for Recovery Addict. You know who that is? Streamer that does trials during the day. And so he had him on multiple times for different cases, and so he just got big after that. And so anytime there's someone that we want to find out what's going, what they really mean or what's really going on, we always, someone's always messaging him, and he's a really cool guy. He's a doctor too. He's not just some dude off the street. So,
Maybe
have you guys been watching what is it? The Melody? Oh gosh.
Is it Ferris or
Yes.
something like that? Yeah, I haven't watched that one.
I
Oh,
haven't either.
okay. So she's accused of killing her husband of 20-something years. And she was having an affair and all that stuff and blah blah blah. So her husband dies by a gunshot wound and then burns into a fire pit to a crisp. Okay. So anyway, so the other day, so witnesses, you're not supposed to watch trial. You're not supposed to watch the trial
right.
or anything like that. You're supposed to stay away. Well, apparently so it was the boyfriend's stepmother. She's like 80 years old. Calls the DA, calls the police, and says to the police that she was watching some channel with this little guy in the corner with his headphones. She was watching Recovery Addict stream. He made a statement on the stream about where he thought, in his opinion, where the gun was, who sold the gun. He was just making an observation. You just make guesses, right?
Right.
Well, she saw that. She's like, "Oh, where did the gun go?" She could not find the QQ that was used in the murder. So she calls the cops and says, "Well, I didn't think about this for a long time, and when I was watching the stream with the little guy in the corner with the little headphones, and everybody was blowing up his phone and everything to have him watch." So they played the audio in court, and I guess tomorrow they're going to have her come to court and testify about what she heard and what she did.
Wow.
And I'm like, well, dang, that's great advertisement for recovery.
That's
Addict.
crazy.
Mm-hmm. But yeah,
I've
everybody's.
never heard of Recovery Addict.
You've
It
been in his chat before, I think, for
it's
Andy, and he's the one that has the audio. He streams during the day. He's
I don't
streaming
I don't
Sarah.
think is that the same as Nerdy Addict?
No,
Oh,
No.
I don't think I've ever seen this one you're talking about.
Wait,
He did
what's the name again?
recovery addict.
Yeah.
Scott.
I watched.
He
I think I've watched him.
Yeah.
he streams during the day, and he does a podcast on Thursday nights. He's really good. He keeps his chat classy. He's got really strict guidelines in chat that you never know who's watching, which you
Oh,
don't.
Right.
Victims.
You don't.
is he a big channel?
Yeah, he's got
60,000 subs.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I probably wouldn't watch him then. I don't really like the bigger channels. Aside from like Court TV, Law and Crime, I don't really like the big channels. I feel like the subs get lost down there when they get that big.
Not his channel. In my opinion, his channel isn't like that.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Everybody
he's-
knows everybody. Everybody's there. Him and Brandy Churchwell, they're really good during the day.
Well, I know,
He's
yeah, I know
also on
Brandy.
Twitter.
I don't know her, but I've watched her.
Yeah,
I'm like, I know her. No, I don't know her. I watched her.
but
Well, I've seen Recovery Addict post on Twitter.
Yeah, that's where I see his stuff at, not on
Yeah.
YouTube.
I
So
can't. I can't speak highly enough of him and the way he runs his channel. They don't talk about politics or anything like that. It's all, I mean, it's good chat. You know what I'm saying? It's not hate or anything like that. They've got really strict guidelines in it to keep it classy, because like they say, you never know who's watching. Victims' families watch, and people, and they just keep it really clean and classy, I guess. So it's amazing. And
Like
now that
Fox does.
yeah, his lazy, he is in the corner. He's got these little headphones on. So it's so funny. She's like 80 something years old.
Oh, wow. Yeah, I
So
haven't watched any of that case at all.
I
I keep
see
seeing
it.
it.
Yeah, I've seen it a lot. Is it Court TV that's doing it? Or
I think it's
probably.
Law and Crime? One of those that
Yeah.
streams the trials is doing it, but that's another one that I never kept up with. So I haven't even read anything about it. So I never have a
I
clue.
didn't see any of Leilani's trial today. I missed the whole entire thing.
Yeah, I didn't
It's
watch
so
any of
hard
it
to
either.
keep up with it all.
well, they shouldn't
I,
have put trials together like this, man. They should have done Sarah Boone's first, then Leilani's. Then we wouldn't have this problem.
well, all I
Mhm.
know is if there's any other trials that is scheduled during BK's trial, I don't care because we have waited and put a lot of work and time
Mhm.
into the Idaho 4 case. So
Right.
that is the only one I'm going to be worried about at that time.
Are you
Right.
going to stream the trial, or are you just going to watch it?
Oh, no, I'm going to stream it.
Oh, okay.
Like, I'm here for it with the whole.
Okay.
I'm going to be like Sarah Boone with my snacks. And so I don't even got to get up away from the computer. And everybody already knows when it starts, don't bother me because I ain't going nowhere.
Yeah.
I
Because
still think it's funny
Oh.
she didn't get her snacks.
Her juice boxes.
No snacky
Her
snacks
5
for Sarah.
peppermints.
I mean, I was kind of looking forward to counting the peppermints every day.
Yeah, she didn't even get them.
I think it's great that everything she's asked for has been denied.
But she has her fans. So she really needed that professional makeup job and the professional hairstylist.
She ain't got no
And
hair.
she's got to keep her energy up, y'all. So she needed all them snacks.
Golly.
Yeah, energy in what? Her hand for writing?
Yeah, I mean, hey, writing notes takes a lot of energy. Let me tell you.
Because every time I see her, she's got a pen in her damn hand.
Literally every time.
Mm-mm-mm.
That's the most I've seen a defendant take so many notes.
Oh, but let me tell you guys. For those of you who have been watching Leilani's trial, have you guys seen the attorney with the one Leilani's attorney that has the bow tie? Have you
Yeah.
guys seen him picking his nose?
No.
No.
I haven't
Oh,
watched it long enough to see. I don't even know what he looks like. I haven't watched
this
it that much.
man, he keeps right when the camera zooms in on him too. He is not only does he
Only
dig up and pick his nose, then he will sniff it, and then he uses his fingers and he flicks it on the floor of the courtroom.
Okay, somebody needs to call the judge and let him know about that.
That's nasty.
It's terrible. I've seen him do it like 4 or 5 times now, and I'm like, what in the world?
That's disgusting.
Why is he smelling it? It's been in his nose. He's been smelling it the whole time. Does it smell different when it comes out?
That is nasty.
And then he
That's
literally
funny.
rubs his fingers together and flicks it off, so it's not a clanger, and it just hits the floor, I guess. I'm like, oh man.
What if they accidentally hit one of the jurors? Oh my god.
Ugh.
I'd be flipping.
I've just never seen anything like that
That's
before.
assault with a deadly weapon.
Avery, I won't be able to see. Avery too said, "Damn it, Avery, I won't be able to see anything else now." We're all going to tune in to Leilani's trial tomorrow just so we can see that.
I will go back and I will screen record that one part where they were zoomed in on his face, and and I'll post it in Discord because I've just never seen anything like it before.
Oh my god.
He probably doesn't even know that he's being on camera doing that.
Yeah, like I said, I haven't watched her trial enough to even know what her attorney looks like.
He'll go back and look and watch it and like, oh my god, I was busted.
You know, he's such an older man with the bow tie and stuff. I don't think he cares. He doesn't ever, I'm not sure what he's even there for. He never speaks. He doesn't really do anything. He looks totally bored.
It could be one of the ones that like gets the paper, the
Paper shuffler.
Yeah. But Leilani's attorney, he is a jerk. Everybody calls him well, not everybody, but I've heard a couple other channels refer to him as Mr. Sassy Pants because he's like real
arrogant.
yeah, and he's just real crass and I don't know. He just comes off really bad. He's not helping her situation at all. Like he was when he was questioning the law enforcement witnesses, he was so like rude about it. It was like he was implying that they were like corrupt and had been doing something
I
wrong.
see that one officer that he was questioning. Well,
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying
Yeah, I mean, why come at the specialist? You know, why
Yeah.
come at them like that?
Yeah, because they're only there to do their job.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay, y'all. It is almost 3:00.
It's almost 4
Yep.
o'clock.
Yeah, it's almost 4 your time. 3 mine and Avery's.
It's only
1:00.
12:45 here.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to think. You're 2 hours behind me, but I was trying to do the math on the almost time.
The math.
So I guess I need to get off of here.
Yeah, you've been on here for 3 hours and 36
3 3.5 hours.
Yeah, I have to get my beauty sleep. I'm getting a lot of wrinkles and saggy skin.
God. Avery.
Girl, please.
It's called age.
Ever since I had my birthday the other week, it's just gotten
Deal with
so much worse.
Deal with being 50.
Getting old is
Not
just it's
50.
one thing that.
Did I tell you guys about my sister calling
Yeah,
and wishing me a
that's
happy
why I
50th? I'm still mad at her for that.
I want to say that I heard something
Yeah,
about that.
she did that. She put it on my Facebook page too.
Now you know how
Hey, it's okay to
That
be
is kinda fun.
50.
Listen,
I'm 52.
now you know how I feel.
Jeez.
Kids say, Mom, are you 65? No.
Well, while King Scarlet is in here, she's the baby, but when she's out of here, then I'm the baby. So,
Oh
okay,
boy.
the paper says he's 93.
Nope,
So-
Metamom's younger than you.
Is she really?
She's 38.
Oh well, shit.
Who's 38?
Aw.
Met a mom.
Oh.
I thought I was the baby.
I'm seriously concerned for what's going to happen to me at 50 because, I mean, I'm just now 47, and sometimes when I bend, it's snap, crackle, pop.
You're gonna have a complete meltdown on your 50th birthday,
You probably will.
and I'm gonna be here with the popcorn
Listen,
watching it.
I don't know how I hurt my knee. I think I banged it on the baby's bed, but it feels like I broke it.
Ew. Did you go to the doctor?
No.
You probably
should
bruised
go.
it.
But then today, when I was washing her sheets and blanket, I was putting her sheets back on her bed, and I hurt my back.
Oh,
shit.
you sound like me. I can hurt my back sitting on the toilet. I'm just over it.
Oh, Jesus.
And she says, "This is what the baby says." But Mom, you're not old, and you're falling apart on me.
Oh, she tells you you're not old?
Yeah.
How cute.
That's so sweet. My crotch goblins are always telling me I'm old.
Well, my daughter and my son tells me I'm old, but she don't.
Oh
And
hell no! My
it
kids
was
know better than that.
it was funny because my son
Mm-mm.
my son called earlier and he asked where the baby was. He says, "Ask her who her favorite is." She said, "My mom."
Oh,
And her mom
That's
said,
sweet.
"What?" She said, "My mom."
he totally thought he was gonna get that favorite, did he? She told
I said,
him
"I
real
told
quick.
you both. I am her favorite because anything that you do to her or say to her, she comes and tells me, and I do something about it."
Oh,
Okay, so
Yeah.
Avery Scott said that ARRP is going to send you a birthday card. Welcome to the 50s Club.
I got mine.
They're already sending me those little advertisements all the time with the little fake card thing in there.
They're just preparing you.
Oh,
I have a
That's what they're
question
doing.
for you,
you
Avery.
guys, I am really having issue with getting older. I really, really am. Like, I really am not handling it well.
Well, you might as well get used to it because it's gonna happen.
I know.
But have you started menopause yet?
Huh?
Have you started menopause yet?
I'm in the transition. They just found out of my estrogen levels and everything were like non-existent now. So I'm in the transition. So
Well, you wait
I
till
told
till
David, hey, this should be fun. Let's see what happens.
you wait until you're sleeping, and one night when you're sleeping and you wake up soaking wet.
Oh, I already do that. Yeah, I'm already having that. But I haven't I haven't had a hot flash. I've had night
Oh,
sweat, but I
that'll be
haven't.
fun.
Oh, you just wait. They're coming.
And see,
Yeah.
that scares me because one time I seen my mother, the most misproper thing in the whole entire world, try to climb into a freezer in Walmart because she said that it was like somebody had lit a match under her ass.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And she was so red, I thought she needed an ambulance. I'm so scared of all of this stuff.
Well, the doctor can give you stuff to
Yeah.
help with the menopause, but I
They'll
choose not to
they'll
take.
give you something for the hot flashes.
Yeah, I choose not to take. I don't like medicine. I don't even
Well,
like my blood pressure medicine, but I have
because
to.
I've heard a lot of those medications cause cancers
Yeah,
too.
some of them just like
Mm.
if you go like buy off the shelf at the store, like at Walmart or whatever, you got to read them because a lot of them do cause. If
I
you
was
get
thrown into
a doctor,
menopause 4 years ago
yeah, if you get a
because of
doctor, they pretty much know what to prescribe you.
yeah, and yeah, my medicine. Yeah,
Mm.
so
I'm dreading all of it.
Well,
Oh, you'll
I
be
don't take
okay.
any of it. I just deal with it. And then the kids tell me my mood swings. They always know when there's something wrong. I said,
Mm.
"I'm not mean." Ask the baby. She'll say, "My mom's not mean."
Hold on, y'all. I'm
Mm.
answering something back real quick before I end the live.
Have you guys been following the Mendez thing?
Yes, I'm all. Hey, one of my videos on the Menendez brothers on TikTok went viral. I think it's 1,400 something thousand views now.
Wow.
I haven't kept up with it. Um, I did see though that they have family members that are pushing for their release.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
Yeah,
Their
they're having a
aunts,
hearing
the
November
aunts
6th
are.
or November 7th.
So are they
And
going to get a new trial, or are they just going to like what
Get
are they
new
going to do?
sentencing.
yeah, they're having
Oh,
a,
okay.
yeah. And probably what's going to happen, because so much more evidence has come out now that, wasn't allowed in their second trial, and then more evidence has surfaced. Um, so I think their resentence is going to be, they're just going to get out because they've already done like
Yeah.
what, 35 years?
Yeah.
They,
Yeah, they've been
yeah,
since what,
35 years.
1996? I believe
Yeah,
that's
Yeah.
what I read, something
yeah.
like that.
Yeah.
So yeah,
So how
I
many
did
years is
see
that?
that like I said, they had family members that was pushing for them to get out, and that I think it was the Los Angeles district attorney said that um,
Well, but
uh, there wasn't a threat to the public,
Hmm.
and there was somebody else that was it their mom's brother or the dad's brother or something like that.
It was the mom's sister, the older lady. That was the mom's sister. Oh no, 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 wait. There was a younger one that was the mom's sister. The dad's, the dad's mom, the dad's sister, and the dad's niece.
Okay.
And then one of the boys from, because Jose or Joe, whatever his name, Joe Menendez, the dad, he
Yeah.
ran he ran the portion of RCA where,
Hmm.
I don't know, whatever.
Records.
He did the Menudo brothers.
Yeah.
Well, one of the Menudo brothers came forward and said that he also had been doing that to him too.
And that's what, because the brothers had been saying it for years. But
Yeah.
I
Hmm.
think whenever that guy there came in and also said it and kind of
Mhm.
backed up their story, I think that's when the whole thing got, like, this whole new process got started. It's
Yeah,
when he
and then
came in.
letters that Lyle, was it, I think it was Lyle, he had written to one of his cousins, like detailing out things.
Mhm.
Hmm.
Also the medical reports of like where the boys had to be taken to the doctors because of damage to the back of their throat.
Mhm.
Was that come to light? Because all that was not allowed in the second trial.
No, it wasn't.
well, no, it wasn't.
I mean, I still think that they should have done time. I think they should have
Yeah.
been found guilty, but I do think that it's time for them to get out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Right.
think it should have been like instead of first degree, it should have been like second degree. Isn't that um not as much time? You don't
Yeah,
have to
because
do it.
first degree is premeditated, and
Right.
Well, it was premeditated because they did plan it,
Yeah,
Well,
but
like,
based on their
yeah, they
issues,
did,
though.
but it was more like a self-defense, premeditated.
yeah,
I don't
Yeah,
know.
yeah,
that
That
had.
it's going to be interesting to see what how the turnout in that trial or in that case is going to be.
and it didn't help the boys the way they acted after.
Afterwards.
When
Yeah,
they spent all
the,
the money, all that money buying cars and to watch it,
hmm,
Yeah.
yeah,
That didn't
it
help
did
them at
make them
all.
kind of guilty. They wanted money, but they were spoiled rotten. They got
right.
Oh yeah,
money.
they had a $14 million. Uh, they would like the heirs to that they would have
Yeah.
gotten.
Oh, so I was
Was
reading about that. So what it was, they the when after they unalived their parents, they were able to access the money that was in their parents' bank accounts
right.
and their credit cards. That's it. The will basically, they owed 14 million on the house.
Oh damn.
So, in the will, the way it was worked out for the house to be sold at a loss and paid back to the mortgage company, there was going to be nothing for the boys.
Well, damn. So they wasn't getting shit anyway then.
Well,
Just
right.
what was in their parents' accounts
Yeah.
and their credit accounts. Like they ran up, their dad he had like credit accounts like at fancy hotels and stuff, and they ran up big tabs and used all the rest of the credit the parents had, used all the money that the parents had in the bank. I think it was like 8 million total, something like that they went through.
Oh,
Yeah,
God.
something like.
Mhm.
But see, the thing is, they got anything they wanted only because he wanted them to be quiet. He didn't want them saying
To
what was going on.
tattle on him.
Yeah, yeah.
And the mother, I'm sorry, but she was just as bad because she let it happen.
Yeah.
She allowed all of it to happen.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then it came out in the Netflix docuseries, whatever you call that, where her and Jose were going to, like I don't know if it was a marriage counselor or what the reason was, and those records have been released, and she would sit in there and tell the counselor that she hated her boys because they took her husband away from her.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Hmm.
But your husband was doing
Sleeping
what?
with other women too, and men.
And kids.
Yep.
Oh my God.
Here's a perv.
Oh, there's ugh, 60 people.
Can you imagine injuries to the back of the throat?
Well,
That is just awful.
well, when the oldest one went off to college, he
Yeah, a
was
lot.
Yeah.
he was scared
Princeton.
to go off to college because he knew what was going to happen to his little brother.
Right.
And then when it come home from college and his brother told him about it, that's when they started planning on how to get rid of him.
Hmm. But see, where
I,
they went wrong is saying that they thought their parents went into that room because they thought their parents were getting weapons and were going to unalive them.
Yeah,
But in all actuality, the parents were sitting down together on the couch watching a movie and eating popcorn when they broke in and began
Um,
shooting.
the
well,
sister, the mother, Kitty, her sister said that monsters docuseries was the poor was not the true um was not all true in fact.
Yeah.
It was
There's always
I
a
don't know
lot
what the
off.
word is, but it wasn't done correctly, I guess.
Yeah. I kind of think it's like that with most documentaries though, or docuseries that we see.
That's why I
It's
stopped watching those because you don't get the true story. Even with Dateline and all that, you just don't
mhm.
get the true story. I mean, there's so
no,
I
they
just stopped
try
watching them.
up like
Yeah.
add stuff to it, take stuff
They
away.
tr- yeah.
Dramatizes.
Well, like with my book on Wade Wilson. So one of my revisions, check this out. One of my revisions is at my pivotal point in the book, which is where he turns into basically the monster and unalives Christine Melton and Diane Ruiz. They said my pivotal point isn't dramatized enough. So I'm having to like try to put my mind into what would be the mind of a you
It's like,
know a rug raged unaliver and dramatize it. So I mean that's what they want for
Yeah.
books,
yeah, because
documentaries,
it sells.
everything.
That's what sells.
And it's hard to do that. It's really I'm struggling with it.
And to be honest, and you gotta be honest, you can't just fluff it. You gotta
Mhm.
like use big words, I guess. To dramatize. I don't know.
Yep.
But you
Yeah.
wanna be honest about it no matter what you say.
What happened to
Yeah.
Scarlett? Sleep.
They
huh?
literally said my
Sleep.
Wait, what is that, Betty Joe?
I said, what happened to Scarlett? She fall asleep on us?
Oh no, I'm here. I'm just reading through chat. Just
yeah,
making
they
sure I
just
catch up with
they
everything
they
before I go get done tonight.
they
What were you?
literally told me my pivotal point wasn't riveting enough. It wasn't dramatized enough. And so that's one of my revisions. And I was like, dang, you guys don't care anything about hurting somebody's feelings, huh?
How
No,
big is your book?
right.
How many pages did you?
Well, so when I type it out, I just type double spaced. I don't worry about punctuation, and I just go. Once it's condensed into, a printed book, I'm not positive how many pages it will be.
Mm, that's cool though.
But
Alright.
When is it going to be published?
well, once I get my revisions done and they approve them, and then it goes, through editing for like grammatical errors, all that type of stuff. Um, well, if I can get my revisions done and they approve them, hopefully by Christmas.
Oh, that's cool.
If not, I don't know how long if they keep rejecting my revisions and, saying like I'm not, it's not good enough. I mean, it's tough. It's really tough. And they're like brutally honest, they're not trying to like soften the blows. They're
Yeah. Well, I'm proud of you. That's cool though.
Alright,
Well,
y'all.
I cried when I got my first revision letter email. I broke down crying. I was like, "Oh my
Oh,
God, they hate it."
Tiff, if I can find it tomorrow, I'll send it to you. All right, y'all. I need to get off here for the night. It's already like 3:06 here.
Yeah.
I
All
almost
right.
made it to 4 hours. I got 3 hours and 56 minutes.
good job.
All right,
Alrighty.
well, I'm gonna go down so you can say your goodbyes.
Okay.
Me
Well,
too.
thank you for coming up tonight. I'm sure I will talk to you at some point tomorrow.
Alrighty. Good night, guys.
Good
All right. Have a good
night.
night.
Bye bye.
I'm gonna jump down too.
Okay. Well, thank you for coming up. I hope you and Bubbles have a good night.
I think
Thank
she.
you, Scarlett.
You're welcome, Kelly. Thank you for coming up.
All
All
right.
right, I'll talk to you guys later.
All right. Y'all
Good night.
have a good night.
All right. Good night.
Tiff, have a good night as well. Okay, Vapor, if you find the links, yeah, just drop them in Discord and I'll check them out probably tomorrow. Ashes, have a good night. Vapor, have a good night. Scott, you have a good night. Like I said, I hope that everything uh, goes well for you with your appointments. Betty Joe, have a good night. All right, so I'm out of here. I love y'all. Thank y'all so much for coming and hanging out with us. I am going to try my best to be back tomorrow with some more Sarah Boone excitement because she should be back on the stand tomorrow. Avery, have a good night. So I will talk to y'all later. And y'all have a good night.